of the day from CMR.
Good morning, Sandy.
Good morning, Blake. Good morning, Aaron.
Morning,
How are
morning.
you? Happy Friday.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Friday the 13th, no less.
I
Yes,
know.
going into a long weekend. Lucky or unlucky?
Hey, totally
Yeah.
lucky.
I think so too.
There you go. Are you superstitious?
Not really.
Okay. All right. A lot of people are, though, in Cayman.
Yeah, I don't tend to be. It has to be something that really causes me to be superstitious, I suppose.
Yeah.
But naturally, I'm not.
Why are we so close? Why is our picture a lot squishier than usual? Usually we have the widescreen photo.
I don't know. Maybe our camera. Mercury's in retrograde.
Nothing's changed. I don't know.
Okay. All righty.
Anyway,
Well,
Yeah,
It
it looks
is
the
what it
same to
you're
me.
saying we look better from far away.
Yeah.
instead
Pure
of up
Mona
close.
Lisa's. Yeah.
Anyway.
Nothing's changed.
Anyway, what do you got for us?
CUC has appointed a new board chairman, the first female ever board. So congratulations to Miss Sherry Ebanks.
Cool.
Everyone will know her. She's got a lengthy career in banking, but she's actually replaced the outgoing chairman, Mr. David Rich, who retired after 33 years of service as director at CUC. Wow. Looks like this is almost a lifetime appointment. Yeah. So Ms. Sherry Ebanks, a lot of people know her from Butterfield. She has an extensive career in banking. So congratulations to her. This is good stuff.
Yeah, it's cool.
Very cool.
Veteran Jamaican journalist Barbara Gluten has passed away after a long illness. So, in the world of journalism in the Caribbean, this was a big deal. She worked she was a former features editor at The Gleaner and hosted Radio Jamaica's talk show Hotline for some 30 plus years from the 1980s until her departure in 2005. So she's also inducted into the Press Association of Jamaica's Hall of Fame in 2013. And yes, she passed away yesterday after a short illness. So yeah. And sadly, she literally died a few days after her husband passed away. So
oh wow,
that's sad.
Yeah, I know.
That does happen more
does
often.
happen.
Yeah.
And you can die from a heartbreak. Like it's a legit situation.
Well,
Yeah.
think about like Carrie. Why am I spacing her name? Princess Leia, and then Carrie Fisher, her mom died like a couple days, like 3 days later from like heartbreak. She said, "Yeah."
I remember that.
Yeah.
So Cayman Airways is monitoring a situation in Jamaica. So yesterday's flight to Jamaica was canceled because the Jamaican what are they called again? The air traffic controller, were actually on strike.
So, that's not good.
They had some 30 planes basically on the ground because of this, and flights were not able to come in and out of Jamaica. So as of right now, they're back on the job and the Jamaican airspace has reopened. So hopefully that's going to stick. But it was not a good situation yesterday.
Well, no, and especially if you're like a tourist. Can you imagine you've been waiting all these years to fly to Jamaica for for a vacation. And,
yeah.
You're
like,
it's like, sorry, the Jamaican air traffic controllers are on strike. So
nothing's going to happen now.
So there are a number, they've added, I think, additional flights. They've added 2 additional flights for today. So check out our website. We've got the story out with all the flight details. In the event that you missed the flight yesterday, Cayman Airways is doing their best to accommodate everyone. And of course, we had more Cubans arrive in the BRAC again yesterday. This is kind of becoming like a daily news situation. And, they're running out of space for them. So the Border Control had issued a statement to essentially say that they were going to be putting them in another facility. And now we're in the tent city, which was a place back in the 90s that they had opened up to house a lot of Cubans that came in at that time. They're going to potentially be opening tent city to be able to continue to house them as well.
Wow.
So it's pretty crazy. So I don't know. I think they got to expedite that return policy.
All right, Sandy. Thanks for being on the top this morning.
You're welcome. Have a fabulous weekend.
You as well. Catch Sandy on Bobo 89.1 FM.
All right, folks. We're going to kick it off here in a second. We got a slew of guests in the studio. First of all, we have UCCI who's going to be joining us. And then after that, we have got the Batabano folks coming in to explain what happened. They want to address your concerns related to Batabano. And we also have the lady who's living on the beach, Miss Jean Ebanks. She's calling in to explain why she's not a scammer. She's protesting, saying you guys are calling her a scammer, and she is not a scammer, and she wants y'all to stop calling her a scammer. So we're going to have her direct on the line, and we're going to be talking to her. But let's get ready to go live on Bobo. So give me 1 second to do some housekeeping stuff. Enjoy a little bit of music in the interim. Good morning, everybody.
sorrel, ginger, beaver grass, or English. Get it ready. Your morning tea just got hotter.
Ooh, honey child.
On the cold, hard truth. Bobo 89.1 and Cayman's #1 talk show are bringing you morning talk like no one else. Monday Rewind, Impact Wednesdays, Caribbean Connections, and much more. Don't miss a beat with what's happening in the local community. Just keep sipping your tea.
What a mess.
Here's your host, live and direct from the Cayman Islands, Sandy Hill.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday the 13th. How are you guys doing? Any superstitious people out there? How are you feeling today? What's the vibe? I'm feeling good. I don't know about anybody else, but I tell you what, I love Fridays just like I love any other day of the week. And I guess I love Friday the 13th too. Doesn't really matter to me. I'm not by nature superstitious. I'm also not by nature someone who, believes in like conspiracies very easily. Like I need proof. I don't know about anybody else, but I want to see the proof in the pudding. So good morning to everyone. Let's say our morning greetings. I had to chuckle. I saw Siobhan posted recently on her Facebook about people who don't have any manners, who don't say good morning. And I had to laugh because it's definitely a Caymanian thing. Not just Caymanians, but Caribbean people tend to, say good morning more so than others, I think. And you can try it for yourself. Do a little experiment, like literally stand up at a coffee shop and you'll notice that a lot of people who will walk by and say good morning to you are going to be Caymanians or local people or Caribbean people. I think maybe some other places, depending on where you're from, like if you're from a big city in London or whatever, maybe you're just scared to say good morning to people because, everybody there is like, oh, don't talk to people. Don't talk to strangers. They might be trying to kidnap you. I don't know. But, Caribbean people are super, super friendly. And so we believe in having a little bit of manners. And even when you pass someone who's a total stranger, you say good morning, good afternoon. You give them a nod of the head. You say hello. I've noticed a lot of Spanish cultures do the same thing as well. So like when I used to travel to Cuba, you know, you're walking in the street and they would say buenas, 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 buenas. They shortened it instead of just saying buenos dias. They'll be like buenas, buenas. All right. Good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing? Let's see who we've got on the live. We've got Miss Evelyn. She's saying good morning. Olivia's here. Rita says buenos dias. Omeria says pleasant good morning, K-Man TGIF. Rovena is here. Miss Morna, thank you so much. Says she had a fabulous birthday yesterday. Oh, Miss Morna, yesterday was your birthday. Oh, happy birthday, my dear. We've got UCCI who's going to be joining us shortly as well. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Full conversation today. UCCI is up first. Then we've got Batabano that should be coming in after UCCI. And then we've got Miss Jean Ebanks who's been living on the beach. And she wants to tell us why she's not a scammer. So y'all definitely don't want to miss that hot tea. Good morning, Diamond Princess. Marshall, good morning to Scott. Have you guys been participating in the Waffle Monkeys competition? So don't forget, you get a clue and you simply just have to go to figure out, you know, you gotta be a little bit of a sleuth. You got to figure out where the clue is for. And then you simply go to that location, take a photo of yourself with the Jeep, and then tag yourself and tag Waffle Monkey in the actual photo. And then you can walk in and get yourself a free waffle. So you guys got to make sure that you're checking this out. And oh man, Waffle Monkeys really knows how to make me hungry. Oh, these pictures, Scott, are amazing. Wow. Anybody else hungry this morning? I'm going to show y'all this picture from Waffle Monkeys because I think they're doing this on purpose. They're purposely like, oh yeah, you know, Friday. I bet you Sandy didn't have any breakfast yet this morning. So let's put up a little teaser photo to show her what she is missing this morning. And look at this. Ugh. OMG. Say what? Look at that. Oh my gosh. Waffles and chicken, fried chicken. It's a thing. I've never had it before trying it at Waffle Monkeys. Of course, I've heard of it. And I was like, I don't know. But it's like the salty and sweet combination. Yeah, people love salty and sweet. So there you go. It's delicious. Thank you, Scott. And they give you nice little dipping sauces. You've got different choices that you can select for dipping sauces. So beautiful. Okay. Who else do we have here this morning? We've got Siobhan. Andine is here. Good morning to Kathy. Wee Chantel. Aliano says good day. Hope that the flight goes smoothly today. Damien. So as you guys well know, there was a strike yesterday from the Jamaican air controllers. Yeah, something over money and mix-up situation. And I don't know. All I can tell you, folks, is, you know, at the end of the day, they're back to work. So hopefully that is a permanent status. And it caused a lot of flights to be canceled yesterday, including Cayman Airways had one flight going into Jamaica. I think it was after 2:00. I'm close. That flight had to be canceled. So folks, if you have any concerns, just check out, like I said, we did put up an updated article on the website. And you can check out the schedule there and just make sure that you stay tuned. Yeah. So Paul, I see you. I think we're just waiting in Cleveland. Is that correct? Give me a thumbs up because I can't actually pull you in quite yet. All right. So we do have a private chat here, Paul. I'm just going to message you so you can see how you can talk to me if you need to. All right. Modern technology. Good folks. We are clicking and clacking right along. So we have Pauline, Ulisa's here, Melita, Miss Beulah, Larry joining us. Larry, I'm told that you're no longer in New York, that you're actually in Cayman now. Is that right? Shall we trying to keep up? Good morning, Wendy Ann. JD, how you doing? Kristen has got it locked. Good morning. Miss Bonnie from East End. And Dean says, good morning, CMR Nation. Lavana is here. Good morning. I miss people when they don't show up. So Lavana, I haven't seen her in a bit. I know she's been super busy. You know, she's a Caymanian woman that's running her own business and still working a full-time job at Cayman Airways, which I think she's been at least probably 20 years. So she's been busy, but I missed her. Good morning, James, joining us from Canada. Felicia, how you doing? John Henry is here. Barbara says good morning from Miami, Florida. So Barbara is joining us from Miami this morning. So good to see you, Barbara. And Daisy, where are you at? Good old West Bay, Savannah, Newlands. All right, folks, in case you've also not noticed while we're waiting on our guests to come in, we do have some utility works that have been going on in the area of Savannah and Lower Valley. So you probably have seen, the big trucks in the area. And what all of that is essentially is the, I think it's called UMC. They do a lot of the actual physical pole work and road works on behalf of CUC. So they're actually updating the infrastructure for fiber. And I think this is fantastic because, between them and the telecoms, it's taking them a little bit of a minute to figure out how to share the poles and all this good stuff so that the consumer ultimately benefits. And so I think now they're making some good progress. And so those of you who are out further east, stay tuned because you should be having some fiber options relatively soon if you don't already. And I know Flo has been making some really big strides in that regard. So we've got CUC, my apologies, UCCI, who is joining us this morning, University College of the Cayman Islands. So we're going to go ahead and bring them into the studio now. Daisy says West Bay Road. Haha. I'll tell you a joke about that later on. Claudette is here. Mr. Paul, you ready? Charlene says, good morning. Our lovely host watching from Coral Springs, Florida. Virtuous. I just saw Mr. Paul walk away from his chair, so I'll give him a minute to come back. Larry says, yes, back in Cayman. Schedule makes it difficult to tune in as often. So you're back to work. Good morning to Miss Sue. Yeah, no worries, Larry. You can always go and catch the show afterwards, YouTube, Facebook, and so on. Yeah. So we've got lots of people who are already tuned in and they're waiting on not just our UCCI guests, but our guests coming up afterwards. So let's get the show going. While we're waiting on them, let's read another useless fact. I actually like these. I don't think they're useless at all. I think these are fantastic. So today is May the 13th. I wonder how many Friday the 13th we have in any given year. So here's a good one for Friday the 13th. Sorry. You burn more calories sleeping than watching TV. That's interesting to know. And I at some level, maybe that makes sense because your body actually goes into a bit of a rejuvenation mode when you are sleeping to repair. You do a lot of cell repair and rest. That's why rest is so important because it really helps your body to come back to somewhat of an optimal state. Most of us are simply not getting enough sleep. So imagine. But I wonder how this works. If you burn more calories sleeping than watching TV, what happens if you're sleeping while watching TV? Does the brain work a little bit harder because you hear all that background noise and you burn like 2 calories more? Yeah. All right, Paul, let's get it. Let's get it going. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Sandy.
So good to see you guys.
This is actually Cleveland, Julian. How are you?
Oh, this is Cleveland. Oh, I'm sorry. It says Paul on the identifier there. You're using Paul's account, I guess.
He will be jumping in here shortly.
All right, no worries. So let's go ahead and get started. Good morning to Lily and Charlene. We've got almost 200 people watching the live stream and countless others listening on Bobo 89.1 FM. So you guys have been a little bit busy, Cleveland, over at UCCI. And you've got a program on that I think is really, really amazing. So tell us a little bit about this program, what it is, and then we'll talk about how you went about actually getting this funding from the European Union.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that Paul can jump in here to get that piece of the conversation on. But the program essentially provides funding to train 50 Caymanians in fields that are projected to be important in the next 10 to 25 years. When we talk about sustainability, the grant really focuses on four key areas: tourism, information technology, sustainable construction, and solar PV. So this first cohort, we are really anchoring it in renewable energy, particularly in solar. And we've built a network of courses around supporting students to really excel in that space. I want to just introduce Mr. Paul Tuckering, who just joined us.
Good morning, ma'am.
Hi, good morning. The two you got to squeeze in there to be able to share the one screen. Yes. There you go.
Thank you.
All right, very good. So good morning, Mr. Paul.
Thank you. And thank you for having us.
Yes, absolutely. So Cleveland was just explaining to us a little bit about, what this is.
Yes.
So if we could continue to hear about that, and then we'll get into some of the details of how this all came about.
Okay. So again, morning to the UCCI family and Cayman, all those who are listening and watching us. As Cleveland said, this is a groundbreaking time for the Cayman Islands as well as the UCCI, because it's the first time we have achieved such a training grant of this magnitude to serve the Cayman Islands. And like Cleveland said, it's for those persons who are unemployed or underemployed, and we targeted 4 key areas. And to follow into your question, this came about back in 2019 when Rescinded, which is guided by the European, it's a European grant, and they sought to lend support to the Caribbean Overseas Territories, of which Cayman Islands is one such, with the view of promoting resilience, sustainability, and biodiversity. And hence our project, where we submitted a concept note coming out of COVID to look at building that resilience as well as sustainability. And hence that's why the 4 pillars of renewable energy, as we know, we have our 2017 to 3037 energy policy. Construction is moving in a very robust direction. Our tourism product had collapsed, and so we needed to retool and retrain some of those persons who may have become displaced. And ICT is ever evolving, and so those are the 4 areas for which we will be targeted and prepared the project. We then wrote the proposal, and then we got the grant officially approved in November 2021. Have just over a year to deliver this project, and so we have very tight timelines. And so this morning's session with you is so important because we want to get persons sensitized about getting involved, signing up, registering, so that we can get them on board. Cleveland will tell you shortly about we will be doing a more broader labor market assessment, because it's not just for this project. We want to understand what are the trends, what are the nuances as far as jobs at this stage, what employers are asking for, what are the entry-level skills that we need, so that even outside of this specific project, we know how we can begin to plan training and development opportunities for Caymanians that are beyond 2022, 2024 and beyond.
Right. So essentially what this is, folks, UCCI has obtained funding, almost $500,000 or $400,000 from the European Union in this program to be able to offer training in a number of key areas that are seen as sort of emerging areas of employment and sustainability. So, Paul was just mentioning that solar is a big one, tourism and hospitality management, sustainable building technology, which is basically construction, and information communications technology, ICT. And under each heading, they have a number of slots available to Caymanians. So up to 50 Caymanians in this first go will have an opportunity to be able to get some training. I'm always shocked at people sitting here on this program saying, "Oh, we need more skills training. We need these types of vocational programs. And here we have an opportunity for 50 Caymanians to take advantage of this. And we'll get all the details. We'll go into a little bit more depth of each individual program, but this covers a very wide foundation. So you could be interested in solar technology, and that's definitely an emerging business for sure. And there's lots of jobs available in solar, folks. You'd be surprised. You might be interested in construction, tourism, hospitality, and management, of course, is really, really important here in the Cayman Islands, but so is ICT. So this, folks, is definitely a wonderful opportunity for anyone who is, and again, I think they're looking for, there's a sort of ideal candidate that they're looking for, which we can talk about here in a second, but for people to really get involved at this level. And this is what you all are always begging me for. You say, where's the vocational training? And I'm telling you today, here it is.
Yes, thank you.
So let's talk a little bit about the funding. So this is a European Union program, and it was implemented by Expertise France, which is the development corporation agency of the government of France. So how did you guys even find out about this?
Okay, so through the core government of I think it's the ministry, the cabinet office. I think that's where we would have initially gotten direct connection, and then they would have shared the information with us. And back then, Dr. Deborah Beale and Mr. Fancy Smith were the ones who were tasked with preparing the concept note. And then thereafter, once it was approved, I then took over the role of preparing the grant writing towards approval with the assistance of the consultant firm Resended, Miss Enika Prescott, and another support consultant through Resended, Mr. Richard Jones. And so it was a tedious process, as you can appreciate. You need to dot your I's and cross your T's, justify why you want this process, and ensuring that the project is indeed going to provide sustainability. So we'll talk later about the training, what we had to ensure, and what we will be ensuring is that we will not only provide training, but it will lead to certification that is internationally benchmarked, as well as the participants will be exposed to a minimum of 3 months internship opportunity so that they are immersed in the hands-on experience to complement what they will be getting in the classroom.
Well, tell us a little bit then about who is eligible to participate in this program.
Okay, I'll let Cleveland take over from there and give you some more highlights.
Yeah, and excuse us, we got to kind of move between two screens here.
Yes.
So this is the really exciting part for us, right? We are really trying to create a three-dimensional learning experience for our students. That being said, it's really what's taking place in the classroom, ensuring that there's a diversity of groups. We're really encouraging individuals from the ages of 18 all the way up to 45. If you are underemployed or unemployed, specifically underemployed, and the way that we're trying to define that is if you are not earning consistent with what you think your skill level or potential is, then underemployed. And so don't necessarily check yourself out of this conversation. We are going to be setting up a series of interviews that will help us to sort of decide on the final 50, but please go ahead and be encouraged to apply. And so when the students enter the program, we're really trying to allow them to learn in a diverse learning environment with other mature and new learners in the space. We're ensuring that we're bringing professionals from all of the various industries to be able to come in and give a lot of cross-learning. And so we want the students to be able to make the connections between all of the various components, but because they're very related to this long-term conversation of sustainability. So what does the solar PV have to do with sustainable tourism, or what's its relation to information technology, and how is all of that impacting construction on the whole? So students should really be engaged in that sort of conversation.
Yes, absolutely. So anyone, folks, again, between the ages of 18 and 45, participants must be Caymanians. This is something that you definitely want to check out. And it's very interesting that it goes all the way up to 45, because some people kind of feel that, right, if I'm not 18, 19, or 20, my opportunities to do internships or to, do some training is lost, and it clearly isn't. This is one of those programs that has a very wide range in terms of the age for eligibility. So if you're anywhere between 18 and 45, maybe, COVID has really hit you hard, as they indicated, and you're not working full time anymore, and you're looking to change gears or to upskill yourself. This is really a wonderful opportunity to be able to do so, folks. I want to encourage all of you. Maybe you're listening to the program today. I see we've got now over 200 people in the live stream. Maybe you're listening to the program, you're thinking, right, this isn't for me, but I know someone that could benefit from this. I've got a sister, I've got a niece, I've got a nephew, I've got uncles, anyone that could benefit from this, folks. You want to spread the word. Listen, it can't be that hard to find 50 Caymanians, I'm sure. So let's do it, right?
Sandy, and we absolutely agree. I think that the challenge for us, I think we are probably going to get a nice crop of people applying to this program. And so, but our focus is really ensuring that they don't just apply and start the training, but they stick with the training, complete the training, get into an internship opportunity, and get placed. Our success is going to be measured by placing Caymanians in real jobs, not necessarily simply training them. And so to ensure that, we have sort of created a strategy for our, let's call it keys to success here. So it's really providing exciting, relevant training for them. It's ensuring that they have internship opportunities that match their skills and their temperament. And ensuring that we surround them with partners, with mentors, organizations, and individuals who will support them along in their journey, professionally and personally. I think this is really key. Because what I think we have struggled with in the past is there are barriers to entry and barriers to sustained learning here. So we are attempting to circumvent some of those. And so we have really struck up a really nice batch of partners in this. I'm really excited about this. We're working closely with the team over at work, Catherine Whitaker and her team. We're working with the individuals at Chamber, working with individuals from Passport to Success, individuals from Sunrise Adult Learning Center. And so these individuals have gone through this experience. They have learned, they have figured out how to do some of this stuff successfully. And so we really want to really lean on them and their support and ensure that we have organizations like them helping us to steer these students all the way to job placement.
All right, folks, don't forget the phone lines are open. If you have any questions or comments for our guests this morning, 936-BOBO is the telephone number, 936-2626. Feel free to join in. So Ms. Amelia has a question on the live stream. She's like, why age 45? I'm guessing you guys probably didn't set the criteria.
Well, 45, we wanted to not keep it too narrow, nor we didn't want it too wide, but we also wanted to make sure that it was within the productive years of the individual, especially in given that, you want to make sure that sustainable, that person wants to start their career opportunity, can put in 10 to 15 years and, minimum, and feel like if they start 45, by 60, they would have put in 15 years in this new career pathway. So we wanted to ensure that they had the opportunity to build a career and pass on whatever skill that they may have acquired as they grew within that career pathway once they decide to stay with it.
And as you point out, it's not just about the training component. It's really about giving someone the necessary skills and opportunities to get into a new career and to stay there long term.
Yes. It is not just training with certificate of completion. It's about career development and career pathway. That's why we've taken great measures to include the mentoring component of it, because we want it to be sustainable, because the success of this project measured at the end will probably give us the opportunity to apply for a further grant where we can build possibly a future center of excellence, once we have made sure that we've achieved this first target.
Right. All right. Well, let's dig in a little bit then into each individual section that you have available. So we have solar technology and systems, solar photovoltaic technology and systems, 15 students in that particular section. So let's talk about what that's going to be covering.
Okay. So one of the things that we want to make clear now is that we are doing a labor market assessment to determine the specific course that we will do. We know for sure we will do one with solar because that's new and that is needed. So we are developing a program for that. But under sustainable construction, ICT, and tourism management, our labor market assessment that we'll be sending out over the next few days or so will be to hear from persons what is the specific area that I have the greatest passion or need for. Because I'm sure they'll have many areas, but when that information comes back and tells us, well, the greatest area for construction at this stage is carpentry or is it electrical installation, then we will in turn then decide to move the persons in that area, whichever, whatever the data points to us. Because one of the things is that we have to make sure that what our training is data driven and people centered driven as well.
Right. We do have a caller who's called into the program. Good morning, caller. Oh, good morning. Hello, caller. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. There you are.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Miss Sandra. Good morning.
How are you?
Good morning.
I am so excited you would never imagine. The UCCI
good.
team, they have given me something to feel good about. It's a good feel good Friday. So anybody who knows me will tell you that 20-something years ago, I was the recipient of a CDFOP scholarship. So the British Council sends you in different areas to look at vocational training and other areas that will benefit our people. I came back, tabled the report, and I said, we are way beyond the European territories because we don't have any kind of vocational certified training. It's not happening. It's happening ad hoc. So we have a little bit here and a little bit there. Now, this morning, I must say a big congratulations to the UCCI team, the vision, the mission, and they have included sustainability. Hats off to you guys. I am passionate about training, passionate about learning and development, and I must say this is a step in the right direction. For too long, we've been saying we're going to get there. We've never been able to move forward. And so this, for me, this morning is a milestone. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Puckering. You know you're my high and die ride. You know you have supported my endeavors throughout. So have I done yours. We're from two different nations, but we have the same goals, mission, objectives, and visions. So hats off to you. I hope people will take opportunity. Stop saying a carpenter came in and got my job. Stop saying someone took my plumbing job. I can't get a job. Let's get skilled. Let's get certified. Let's rock this place. Congrats again. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am, for your comments on behalf of the UCCI team, and thank you, Ms. Jean, for your comments and compliments. Thank you.
All right, very good. So, folks, anybody else that wishes to call in, 936-2626 is the telephone number. Thanks again to Ms. Jean lending her support to this wonderful initiative. And I think that the thing that she points out that is so incredibly important that really there are multiple agencies and multiple individuals across different organizations who are working towards the same end goal, which is really what this program is all about, which is supporting sustainable human development efforts across the region, but in particular here in the Cayman Islands. And so again, this is a wonderful grant program that is available. So we were just talking about the solar, sort of systems options, 15 students in that particular one. And can you tell us a little bit about the actual curriculum for this part of it?
So within that program, they will learn the skills and competencies to become entry-level installers. So they will learn about the design, the size, how to calculate the capacity. They will learn the importance of how to read construction maps, basic construction math, green technology, and we are very pleased to be also note that green tech. James Whitaker is very much one of our champions with this. We've been working very closely with him, and so through his organization, we will be developing and ensuring that what is delivered is in keeping with what is needed for the Caymanian homegrown opportunity, because you know, we don't want to just train for training's sake, but we want to make sure that they can use what they're learning on site. And part of this same project, the students are expected to install a solar water heater here on campus, as well as 5 charging ports where students can then charge their phones around campus. So this component is going to give them very rich experience. Down the road, the UCCI has also actively engaged in a second rescinded grant. And when that is successful, also, it will be looking at the retrofitting and the introduction of the repurposing of our buildings for renewable energy. And so these young men or young ladies, because we are not tying this to any specific gender, we are open to the females have a passion for this. This is what we want you to come forward and do. And so they will get the opportunity to be part of that assignment as well. The government also, through the Ministry of Sustainability, also they have put forward a grant proposal as well. And when successful, theirs will be looking at the low-income housing and ensuring the renewable energy component for those. And so there's so much that can be had and gained once these persons become certified. And their certification will be linked to NCCR, which is the National Construction Center for Education and Research, which is a very international certification for which they will be getting once they complete their training.
Wonderful. Wow, sounds like that's some real practical stuff that they're going to be doing there as well. So information technology, so information communications technology, ICT, you've got 10 students that can be accepted into that program. So tell us a little bit about the ICT option.
Right, the ICT option will be, we have the options of hardware and software development, understanding what are the nuances when it comes to ICT. Once we understand what are the key job roles that are going to be needed, then we will craft our training around that area. So if hardware server persons to deal with hardware and software is the key, or if we need more administrative associates, then we will choose. But we do have curricula developed already for those areas, and depending on which one is the most preferred, we will then choose. So at this stage, it may be difficult to say which one, but we will be guided as to, but know that we have and that they will be aligned to our IT Academy here at the UCCI, where they can either get their CompTI certification or some kind of NetAcad certification aligned to the area or the pathway that is finally selected.
And I mean, the good thing about this, folks, is every single organization, it doesn't matter what the organization is, needs information technology. So if it's retail, if it's a grocery store, you know, offshore corporate Cayman, banks, everyone has to rely on computers, hardware, software elements. Sometimes there's industry specific software that is very, very technical that you have to learn in order for businesses to operate in, you know, this sort of sustainable environment that we do in the 21st century. So this is one of those professions that, in my opinion, you just cannot go wrong. Everything from security to networking and infrastructure support. It is a good, solid job for the long term. It's one of those careers where I think you can start out and you can cover so many different areas of interest as well. You can really develop, you can be in the app development side of things, and you can, depending on your personality and your interests, really hone in and pick specific areas of information technology that are of interest to you. So Tracy says, this is very encouraging for everyone that's looking to leverage and utilize their skills and make them transferable with the right education and mentorship. This is exactly what we need. Thank you. Great to see. Ms. Jackie, thank you for this comment. Ms. Jackie says, good morning, Sandra and UCCI panelists. This is very encouraging news. I hope that persons will take advantage of this great opportunity. Not sure if you've covered this, but are there any educational prerequisites? So can adults who did not have a high school diploma access this training? So that's a very good question.
Yeah, and a very, very good one. Cleveland, you want to answer that?
Okay. So I would say it's really open. And so if you are merely interested, it's not a prerequisite. A lot of these training will start you with core courses that we will ensure that you learn the basics from. So you don't really need to come in with that particular prerequisite. So that's a great question. So thank you for asking that.
But what we will add, though, that we would want them to come with the right attitude and commitment to and resolve to starting and finishing the program. We think that once they come with that kind of commitment and resolve, that they will achieve what they set out to achieve. But like I said, you may not have your high school diploma, but you may have had some kind of former experience where you would have worked in the field, and so this may be your time to get a formal certification in the field. Yeah, so do not limit yourself just yet. Express your interest, express the opportunity to be interviewed, and tell us why you are the likely candidate to be selected for this first opportunity.
Very good. All right. Now we also have sustainable building technology, aka construction, 15 students for that particular one. Students are going to learn sustainable construction and how it uses renewable and recyclable materials when building new structures and reducing energy consumption and waste. So this is so important because, we have a premier who has really committed himself to moving this country forward in a more sustainable manner. And of course, sustainability covers a lot of different things from our food sustainability concerns, and in this instance, construction as well. So this is very, very good to hear. So tell us a little bit more about the sustainable building technology cohort.
So I'm glad you said that, because it's interesting. Yesterday we had a tour to visit the Beacon Farms, and one of the things that we came away with understanding that how we can link food security and the construction together. And so, whichever program is designed, whatever aspect of construction that they do, we can tie that into building as a project, building hydroponics on campus, so that we can begin to grow our minimum food, and that food can be used by the students in the tourism and hospitality sector to create and show the great sustainability and biodiversity that can exist between different sectors. Yeah. So they will, without knowing which one that most students will, but we have opportunity to deliver construction technology, and construction technology, if that is chosen, covers a bit of all aspects of construction. So they'll get introduction to electrical installation, plumbing, carpentry, masonry, and air conditioning, refrigeration. If they do construction craftsman, that will specifically focus a laborer that would focus on the aspects of working in different areas of carpentry and the construction trades. If they choose electrical installation, that will specifically gear them down the electrical pathway towards them eventually becoming apprentice electricians. And as you may or may not be aware, Sandra, but as it stands, the regulations protect Caymanians that they can be only ones to be licensed as electricians. So persons with a work permit cannot be function as a licensed technician. So that can be, if that's the pathway, that you can see how sustainable that is for those individuals, that they can take their electrical career, and which would augur well for the country, because I'm told from time to time, planning may not have sufficient persons who are proficient in terms of having all of the licenses to master electrician in order to get the approvals necessary. And so sometimes people may be a bit delayed in getting the necessary approvals, but if we have people who are trained and that begin to have that training, and they can then see themselves moving up within another 2-3 years to become licensed and master technicians in electrical installation, that will speak well for the islands.
And I tell you what, again, I cannot stress enough how much these industries are practical in the sense that, everybody seems to need an electrician. Even after your house is built, sometimes something goes awry, or you're putting in a backup generator, or you're adding some solar elements. Electricians are always busy. Plumbers are always busy, folks. And especially if you're good at your profession, in your trade, you will definitely be in demand. So let's move on then to tourism hospitality management. 10 students can participate in this particular program.
Yeah, we hope that whatever program is that it will target to get our Caymanians who have a passion for the hospitality and tourism sector into the supervisory component of the industry. I know very often we hear the stories that we do not see the Caymanian face as we used to see it back in the 80s and the early 90s. And so this is that opportunity for that person to rise up and become a champion, it be the face in at supervisory level, that when persons arrive at whichever establishment that they're functioning in the tourism sector, that they are seeing that Caymanian face that they look forward to see. And so that is our aim when we deliver the tourism management.
So Mr. George is joining the program this morning. He says, "Good morning, Miss Sandy. Great show as always. Many fly-by-night carpenters and masons doing bad work." So again, encouraging Caymanians in particular to get the necessary qualifications, because in these professions, you really become known by your workmanship, the standard of work that you're actually delivering. So we do have a caller to the program. Good morning, caller, and welcome to the Cold Hard Truth.
As usual. Miss Andy, I just want to put in something here about, I've been checking and talking to people that getting work done, repairs and stuff like that. And it seems to me like they got a lot of people from other parts coming in and saying that they're masons, carpenters, contractors, and bidding on jobs lower than the real builders that is on the island, the Caymanians. They got good carpenters and builders here. And these people are coming in and bidding lower than the Caymanians and getting the job, getting the deposits from the people, doing their work bad. And then the minute they get the deposit, they go on and they send their money overseas to through MoneyGram, whoever they're sending it to. And the part of that, they never go back to do the work for the people that they got the deposit from. And plus, the work is bad. They're doing bad work. And then they call in the Caymanians that gave them the estimate first to repair it. And they refuse. And the government needs to check into that, because I know I went to visit a place a few days ago and somebody had done some block work. Not one piece of steel in it. And if I had taken my hand and leaned up on that wall, everything would have went flat. Then the person is gone. They don't get the deposit. Everybody needs one deposit. And the minute they get that, they rush up to work and don't come out. And they always bidding lower. The Chinaman always used to say, in fact, I learned that word from your father. He said, good things, not.
Caller, I think you dropped out there. Just maybe repeat
Hello?
that. Yeah, repeat that saying for us. We didn't quite catch that.
I said a lot from your father. One thing, I used to hang around him a lot. He said, cheap things, not good, and good things, not cheap. So the work you get is what you pay for. And, they need to check these people They come in here and say they're masons and they're carpenters. 15 of them get one job, and they join up together and they get deposit. And that first deposit, you never see them again. So that's all I wanted to say. But they have to be careful with these people. Many of them, I see them walking with tape on, and I ask them 15, 16. They can read 15, 16 on the tape. 3, 8, 3, 16 in big tapes. Putting their side down. Caymanian got good carpenters, good builders. And when the Caymanian, I have somebody that I know that tell me, say when he put the price, he don't say nothing because he know what he's worth. He know his quality work. But even the Caymanian people are getting repairs done. They look in a cheap way, you know. Even the Caymanians. I know Peter Thompson. I know Peter Thompson, but I wouldn't give Peter Thompson a job. I know Stanley here, but I wouldn't give Stanley a job because I can get it cheaper from Harry or Tom. So just keep up the good show, Miss Sandra, and I'm enjoying it.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
All right. And of course, learning a little bit about what that caller has shared, which is that, you know, you got it, you get what you pay for, which is something I think we're certainly all familiar with. So again, Mr. George, thank you so much. Tommy, good morning. It's so good to see you in the program this morning. Tammy says, I'm working in hospitality already, but I'm interested in the hospitality management course. So this is a good one, Tammy. 10 students will get an opportunity to learn more about tourism services and management skills that takes full account of everything from the economic, social, and environmental impacts while addressing visitors' needs, industry, and the Cayman Islands community. So again, you can definitely find out more about this. So tell us how people who are interested in any of these programs can actually get registered.
Absolutely. Sandy, before I do that, can I just comment on something that the last speaker shared? The first part of this program is to put together a labor market assessment. And I really want to take a little time to share about that because it's important for us to ask some questions. What are the opportunities that are available in the future for Caymanians to participate in? What are the skills gaps that are currently in existence and how do we meet that need? What are the barriers that Caymanians experience for getting involved in such opportunities? And, you know, how does that inform training? So we have tried not to preempt a lot of that. And so we are being a little patient until that data comes in so we can really define those courses. And so our folks at work and our consultant from Market Research Limited are working hard to really get us that information. We should have that shortly. So just to be clear why we don't want to necessarily specify all of the courses. And so if you're looking to get involved, the way to do so is to go to our website, ucci.edu.ky/resembid.
And that's R-E, let me just spell that just in case. That's RESEMBID, Resembid. So RESEMBID. So the website again, folks, is ucci.edu.ky/resembid. And we'll share the link in the comment section as well for listeners.
And when you go on there, you're really going to have three options. If you're a student looking to register your interest, you will see the tab. But I also want to make an appeal for what we need the most at this point. We need mentors. We need individuals, professionals in this field who have these skills, who are looking to secure some volunteer hours maybe, to come and really lend us all the time. These students are going to need our support, and it takes a village here. And so ideally, I would love to have 50, and so that every student can be matched with an individual mentor. And the ask is very limited. It's really meet with them twice a month for an hour and have a conversation. It's going to be structured, but it's going to be what's happening with them personally and professionally, and just listen and provide guidance and encouragement, and then show up to really celebrate that success when the time comes.
Okay, and Miss Dorothy says that she is watching from Florida this morning. So again, folks, if you're interested in applying or you're actually interested in being a mentor as well, which volunteers are needed for the project. So any individuals who wish to act as mentors to students, event coordinators, mentorship coordinators, and internship coordinators can certainly contact same link, you go there and you indicate your interest in that regard as well. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this morning. This was a very educational session, and I hope that our listeners gained a lot from it. I can see a lot of people are interested. Our numbers sustained. We're up to 230 people on the live stream, and like I said, countless more listening to the program on Bobo 89.1 FM as well.
Thank you so much. And again, we encourage all persons, male and female, between 18 and 45, go onto the link that you have there right now and express your interest. We look forward to helping you begin that journey and reaching that journey with us at this time. Sandy, again, thank you. Sandra, thank you again. We look forward to your continued partnership in this journey as we seek to show how we've started and where we are going so that people continue the journey with us and celebrate with us at the end of the process.
Wonderful. Thank you, gentlemen, so much, and do enjoy your weekend.
Thank you for having us.
All right. So, folks, again, don't let this opportunity pass you by. It's easy to sit back and complain that things are not being made available, but when they're made available, I'm always a little bit surprised sometimes at how few people take advantage of it. And I think some of y'all just love to complain. You're not problem solvers. You're not go-getters. You're just sitting back there rocking in your rocking chair and finding something to complain about. So this is it, folks. Get on it. Bob says, hello, good morning, Sandy. Have a blessed Friday. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate you tuning into the program. Miss KK says, let's get on to the scammer on the beach. Well, she's coming on a little bit closer to 9 o'clock. We are waiting now for Miss Donna from the Batabano program to come on and talk about that. So in the meantime, we've got Jared who is joining us. Jared, I hope your mic's sorted out today. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Miss Sandy. How are you? Good morning.
Man, you're sounding pretty decent.
Listen, I tell you, I had to improve it because we're giving too much work.
Yes.
I just wanted to come on to encourage the people to apply. Literally, UCCI is an excellent institution. Apply for the job, or apply for the program, even if you're not too sure. Yes. Go visit, check it. Don't be like, don't worry about what Tom, Dick, Harry, Mary, Sue on the mall road going to be saying about you. You go, you get that little construction, you start your little business, right? You get a little 1, 2, 3 people on a permit, or get your friend or whatever. Bring somebody when you go into that. So that's what I really wanted to push, because that's important. We have IT, tourism, construction. Those are jobs that are in demand. When a recession hits, we still need to make sure that water can run in the pipes. We still need to repair buildings. We still need to maintain these essential job areas, which are fundamental. Like you said, nowhere can exist without IT, construction, and tourism at the end of the day. But that's what I really came on to say.
Excellent. So Kimmy says, good morning, Sandy and K-Man. Have a great weekend all. All right, folks. So like I said, we are waiting on Miss Donna. Hopefully she'll be joining us here shortly. If she isn't ready for us, then, we're going to expedite and move forward with Miss, what's her name? Miss Ebanks, who is living on the beach. And she says that she wants to clear up the fact that she's not a scammer. So we'll be putting some questions to her and hearing her side of the story. So I know a lot of people are anxiously waiting on that guest to come on. What a mess. All right, folks. Hot Friday. So somebody messaged me this morning. They made me chuckle, Jared, as I was getting ready. And they said, oh, I see a theme here on the program. We got Medical Mondays, Truthful Tuesdays, and Fraudulent Fridays. And I reminded them that it's not Medical Mondays. It's actually Rundown Tuesdays with Health City, but close enough. Truthful Tuesdays, absolutely. And yeah, it looks like Fraudulent Fridays is all about trying to set the record straight. So Melissa, good morning to you as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the program. So in other news, I don't know if you guys have really, how much you follow what's happening on the regional international front, but I tell you what, we got a guy in Cayman Brac. This is just unbelievable. This guy continues to wreak havoc on the BRAC. His name is Al Pearson. Someone said to me yesterday, can we not ban him from going to the BRAC? And I thought, that's an interesting question. I don't think so. I mean, obviously, Caymanians are permitted to move here, there, and everywhere in terms of where you're able to go. If you're a Caymanian, you can go between the islands with ease. When you are a known thief, maybe there's a possibility that part of your bail conditions could be that you are not permitted to travel to the sister islands, because what he does is we've got ring footage here of him going in people's cars and homes and so on. And I think he's on bail for other such related offenses, and he steals from people. And these people are like, listen, I'm sick and tired of this man breaking into my car, and everybody knows that it's him. And it looks like he has no connections to the BRAC. Now, you BRACers got to tell me how this really work. I don't know if Curtis is listening to the program this morning or anybody else in the BRAC, but they're saying that essentially this man has absolutely no connections to the BRAC, and yet he just shows up, gets on the plane, and his full-time job is going around stealing from people on the BRAC and breaking into people's homes and vehicles there. What do you think about this, Jared? Should we have some stipulation bail conditions where you can't travel to the sister island?
If it's in the best interest of Cayman Brac and the people living there, I'd 100% agree. Is there a reason why he isn't working, other than being a relative hindrance to society?
I don't know. I mean, I've heard that he has no
He
connection.
needs to sign up for UCCI. That's what he need to go do.
Oh boy. I don't know if he's got the right kind of work ethic that they're looking for, but yeah, this dude is just something else. Strong Will says, check if Eve's sentencing is today. I'll have a look at the cause list. Sometimes the Grand Court, their list is it changes day by day, because there are times when it's in flux, because sometimes trials run over or judges are writing judgments and they need a little bit more time. So I will double check on that one for you. Thank you for the reminder. I know that last week on the 6th, it wasn't actually her sentencing. It was her, what they call the MFS, which is like the hearing where the lawyers make an argument for what sentencing they would recommend. So they'll talk about the mitigating factors, the aggravating factors for sentencing. And of course, her hired attorneys would be trying to get her the least amount of sentence possible. And the prosecution is going to be arguing, hey, there was a firearm involved, people were threatened, their lives were threatened. And, one woman is so traumatized that literally every time she gave evidence, she broke down in tears. It was really, really sad to see. Just a note about crime, even about this guy in the BRAC going around stealing from people's vehicles and stuff. Unless you've been a victim of a crime, and unless you've been, a victim in a robbery, a home invasion, we can sit back and we can sanitize these types of crimes. But I must tell you that the victims, I feel like they never fully recover from something like this. I imagine that they must have nightmares, they must suffer from PTSD and other things on a regular basis. And, I know judges sit there every single day and they hear cases, and maybe they're not as sensitive. They kind of, they just deal with it in a very sterile way. But a lot of times I will sit there, and especially when a victim is testifying and you hear them testifying and you hear them, crying or talking about how this has impacted their lives. And that's why those victim impact statements can be so powerful. It really touches you. It touches you in a way that, probably the other closest thing is being a victim yourself, which obviously no one wishes for that to be the case. But it's just unbelievable. So yes, that's one of those that everyone is keen to hear. I think she could be looking at anywhere from 9 to 12 years. And this, again, folks, in case you're not aware of what we're talking about, this was the Tortuga robbery case that has been making the You know, it's been a very interesting and colorful case, in part because of this lady who they say was the getaway driver and who has been convicted as the mastermind and the getaway driver of the robbery. You know, she adds a very colorful element to the entire situation with her social media posts and her declarations of her innocence. So I think a lot of people are indeed very, very interested. So we've not heard from Miss Donna as yet. It is now 8:31, 8:32 actually, according to my schedule. So we're going to keep it tight. We did message her several times yesterday, just confirming. But if she's not able to make it, how about we call up the alleged scammer who lives on the beach? We'll give her a free phone call this morning. Give me 1 second. Miss Donna, I'm assuming the Batabano conversation isn't going to happen. Should we give her another 2 minutes, Jared?
Yeah, give her a little 2 minutes, man. She might be.
All right. We know people be on Caymanian time, child. Maybe she's, what would they call it? Palancing to the microphone. She's getting there. She's putting on her headpiece. I'm just looking at the court list. And sometimes they do stuff by Zoom as well. So yesterday they had, they actually had the MFS yesterday for Freddie Manuel Diaz. So remember now that Freddie Diaz is a former, he worked at Cayman 27. He worked at UCCI in the marketing, and I think he was teaching some videography course or something over there as well. But this is the father of 2 young children who has been convicted of child pornography, and it's horrible. Oh, look, Miss Jean must be listening to the program today. Miss Jean is in the house. Oh, well, sorry, Miss Donna. Conversation just went from 0 to 100. Good morning, Miss Jean.
I had your show this morning.
Yes, good morning. How are you?
Oh, not bad. I should say good morning to you again and all the listener. I so grateful. I so thanks to come on your show this morning.
Oh, thank you.
To express my feelings and to lots of what going on. I'm the lady that was at the tent and lots of people telling lies on me, what is not true. But before I go, I come on your show to clarify that what they're saying, most of the things is not true. And I so hurt. My family, me hurt, tear apart my family also. And I come to let you know and let the listeners them know it's not true. I am an honest lady. I was a hardworking lady, honest lady. Before I get there and express all of what I hear, and I would like, first of all, to have a word of prayer first before I talk, because I come on the show to talk the truth, to speak the truth, what God loves to hear. So
all
before
right, well,
first of all, how many hours or minutes I can stay to express my problem?
I'm sorry. Okay, all right. Let's start with the word of prayer, because I do feel like we're going to have a coming to Jesus
I
moment.
want to know how long I can stay. If I can stay
my dear,
half an hour, 1 hour.
Listen. We're here till 9:30 at least, right? So you'll have at least an hour. So let's make the prayer short and sweet. We don't need nothing too drawn out, because the Lord already knows. He knows everything. He knows our heart.
Okay,
and
I would like to have a word of prayer. Yes.
All right. Let's get it on.
Yes. Righteous everlasting Father, as I come before you this morning and this show, dear Lord, I ask for your guidance and your protection and help me, Lord, to speak the truth, what take this truth that takes, Lord. Oh God, and dear Lord, people telling untruth, all kind of things, dear Lord, about what I say about Mr. John, Lord. Lord, you know that Mr. John is a good man, dear Lord. And you know that, Lord, when the police them see me on the tent, Lord, and when the police see me on the tent,
short and
Lord,
sweet, Miss
three
Jean.
of them.
Miss Jean, short and sweet.
Yes, ma'am.
Keep it short and sweet,
Yes,
my dear.
ma'am.
All right.
Yes. So Lord, you know that, Lord, I don't do any, I don't tell any lie. I know that I shouldn't be there, Lord, but because of the condition that the landlord give me notice, Lord, the police come there and take this statement and say, Mom, you cannot stay there long, but you can stay there.
All right. Miss Jean.
So Lord Jesus, help us to be love one another, care for one another, treat one another with respect, and the truth that takes, Lord. Oh God, I ask in you, dear Lord, for your guidance and your protection. In your name I pray. Amen.
All right.
Anyway, Miss Sandra.
All right. So Miss Jean.
First
right. Hold on now before we get into your story.
Yes, Mom.
We believe on this program in the truth, you know?
Yes,
and
Mom.
So I do hope that everything you say here today will be true.
Yes,
because
Mom.
we do have some
Yes,
questions, right? So you've made some statements that people are trying to mess with your good name.
Yes, Mom.
All right. So
yes,
we're gonna get
lady,
yes.
principal lady.
All right.
And also I am a Christian. Yes, Mom.
Yes. And so Christians are not supposed to lie, and they're not supposed to scam people
right,
and
Mom.
all this stuff.
That's right,
okay.
Mom.
So give us the short version of what you're doing on the beach. And then we have some questions, and there's some things that I want to share what others have said that I want you to address specifically. Okay. So give us a short version.
Yes, Mom.
Why are you living on the beach?
Okay. Why I live at the beach, Mom? I was camping there before.
When was that?
The day where the camping is going on.
Okay.
And I camped there. And when I camped there, I was in this place and in this rent place. Okay. In January, I moved from a rent place in Bartontown. Because the landlord give us notice I want to fix up his place. Anyway, we move here, Mom. And when we move here, the landlord, why I live at the beach, the landlord give me notice, Mom. My social worker also that work with me, I give her those people. She gave me notice, so we must move. And I said, oh Lord, we're moving from house to house. And I said, oh Lord, what I don't know what else to do, no Lord. And and in that short time I was looking around.
Do you know why the landlord gave you notice?
The landlord?
Yes, why were you given notice?
Everything is on the paper why the landlord gave me notice. They said the money not paying on time.
Okay.
The money not paying on time. And all kind of things. She said she want me to cut the yard and we cannot.
All right. So the number one issue is she's not getting her rent on time.
On time, the more important issue, Mom. But everything that I gave it to the social service, the contract and everything, because sometimes when you talk.
So we don't know. So Miss Jean, we don't know what you gave social workers or anything like that. We obviously don't have access to those records. So I'm going to just be asking you
access to it because I have the copy of it.
All right. So so the landlord basically said you're not paying rent. You got to go.
Yes, Mom.
All right.
Yes.
And this was where were you renting? What part of
the money?
What part of Cayman were you renting? What part of Cayman? Georgetown, Bordentown, West Bay, where were you?
Oh, I just moved from Bartontown in January, so I moved at Savannah.
Okay. So you were somewhere else in January. Why are you moving so often is the first question. Is it always the same thing? Is it always rent?
And not even that, mom. And not even that, mom. Why I move so often? Sometimes they rent high, and sometimes they don't want to wait on the rent, and
they don't want to wait on the rent. So you know when you rent from
yes,
people,
they want, if you make agreements with them to pay like the first of the month,
you must pay it the first of the month.
Yes, but the other one that I was first, he wait on his rent money. I know when we get the little money, when we get the little, my husband get a little money from the government, from social service. The little, I should put it on the ear. That's what we use pay rent.
Okay, so you have a problem paying.
You're just moving from place to place, ma'am.
All right, so you haven't a problem paying rent. But you do understand from the perspective of a landlord, when you owe rent and they say you have till the first, some people give you up to day 5 or whatever, that, you know, they need their money too when they need their money. So
yes,
you know, a lot of them don't have.
But if you pay it like a week or a 3 day or a 4 days I don't, because of what's going on now. And my husband get a little money from the PP. And you know the time when they get it, ma'am, and I explain to them also, ma'am.
All right, so you gotta notice. Okay,
and again, yes, ma'am.
You gotta notice to come out because of non-payment of rent. When did you receive that notice? This last place now.
The 14th of January. January, February, March, April.
The 14th of April. So then you decide the solution to this is to go camp on public beach.
No, we camping before.
You were camping before. So it didn't have anything to do with the eviction notice?
No, ma'am. But what I'm saying, when I get it, I didn't have any. I don't have anywhere else known to go. Maybe you'd end up all. Oh Lord, no, ma'am.
So I don't understand. So you went camping just to go camping as part of Easter.
Yes. In the meanwhile, we're looking around for places, and we couldn't get anywhere to stay to rent. Couldn't get anywhere to rent. We have couple couple places.
Let me. I'm trying to clarify something here, Miss Jane. So you enjoy camping on the beach. So you went camping for Easter, yes? So that explains why you had all this camping gear. Because I must tell you, when I got the phone call to say this woman is on the beach, and I was like,
no,
she's
I
homeless.
wasn't camping. I was to move at that time, ma'am, but the landlord said we cannot stay there. I check around. I have places that I can prove to you that I check around. My husband called 3 men in West Bay that he knows, 2 persons that he knows and asks for rent. We cannot. One of them said his place doesn't ready as yet. And the other one said he take his number and say he's going to get back to him. He doesn't get back to him. We get back to him. He does already as yet. We don't know what to do. I go to a agent.
So let's
and I ask them.
I'm still not clear.
If they know.
I'm still not clear on something. This setup, and we're just looking at some pictures on the screen here of your campsite, right? So you have a main campsite, the red and kind of off-white one. You have a little pink one with toys and a kiddie pool. You have a lawn chair. You have dishes. You have the tall one. Is the tall one for is the tall one for taking a shower? What is that one for? The tall blue one. So that's your bathroom facility.
Ma'am.
So all of this,
the kiddie ones, them, mom. The kiddie and the other green things. To be honest to you, we was hiding it. But I got to tell the truth. I was hiding the little kiddie one on the other one. I was hiding it.
What do you mean? What do you mean you were hiding it?
I pray and ask God to help me to speak the truth.
What do you mean you were
Because
hiding
we
it?
couldn't. Yes, I was hiding from people, telling them. I didn't tell them the truth. I told them that the children them is not gonna stay there. But that is what my plan was to do, because if I can't get anywhere to stay, man, we already going to head up staying there with the kids there.
So who did you tell? Who did you tell that lie to?
No, I prayed a while ago. Oh, who did I tell?
Yeah, you said you lied to somebody. You lied to the police.
The police. I told the police. No, I don't. I told the police, said we was camping there. We was camping there. I told the police we all was camping there with the kids there. But I didn't take down the tents. I told the police that we cannot get nowhere to stay, and all of us was planning to stay there.
So the lie then is that the children weren't there with you? Is that the lie? I'm still not really clear.
The children them was with me in the camping, but they wasn't sleeping on the beach when the incident happened, like we get the landlords if we move out. But that's where everybody did have to stay until we find a place to rent, because I was looking around for rent. I asked a couple places. My husband also asked a couple places. And people who knows him know that is not lie, because my husband know them, know that person. And the person speak to him. He went to the clinic to dress his leg, and he woke up that gentleman.
Miss Jean, I want us to stay focused, right? Somebody just said the Lord has CCTV set up everywhere and he's looking. So you know, and I know that the Lord knows everything, right? So you start out with a prayer, and you've been calling my phone since last week, Thursday or so, saying that you want your truth to get out there. But you just said something to me. All right. You just said something to me this morning now, my dear, that has me perplexed and has me confused. Because you said to me that you are an honest woman and you're a hardworking woman, but you just told me a minute ago that you have lied to the authorities.
I was a hardworking, listen, Mom, I said I was a hardworking lady.
Yes.
And I am a respectable lady. And my husband also.
But do hardworking, respectable people
able to?
Miss Jean, do hardworking, respectable people lie to the police?
Why, Mom?
You just
lie? Could you correct me?
No, you just told me, right, that you lied to the police. So if you lied to the police,
when I said lie to the police asked me. The police asked me if children was there sleeping there. I told the police the truth, that no children was sleeping at that time, but we both all was camping together. But I was looking, I'm the one and my husband sleeping there. But if I don't get anywhere to sleep, the children them is going to sleep there also, because until I find somewhere.
So
and I will repeat myself.
Let me ask you about the children. Who are these children?
That's my grandchild, Mom.
And how many children are there?
3. One is 11, one is 6, and one is 3.
So you have a 3-year-old, a 6-year-old, and an 11-year-old staying at the beach with you?
When we was doing the tent. But when I picked them up at evening time from work, from school, when the mother, I take them at 2 times there, but not to sleep. When their mother come off of work, I take them to their mother.
So these children
but
have.
We was planning now with the kids them, if in case they don't listen, Mom, if they don't get anywhere to stay, we don't get anywhere to stay because I was shopping around, renting place, and it's all these things to do to get sometimes to rent.
So that your daughter, Miss Jean, your daughter is working, and she has these 3 children. Yes. Why do you have custody of the children if you don't even have a place to stay?
Yes. Oh, that's okay. My daughter is 20. You know the condition with my daughter. Everybody knows the condition with my daughter. She's trying to get herself together now.
Okay.
And she working.
I don't know the condition.
She working at Early's, mom.
All right.
She working at Early's, and the little job that she getting, it's hardly can pay rent. But anyway.
But hold on.
She paid 1,500 and me paid 1,500 in a 3-bedroom house.
Miss Jean, we can't just say anyway and move on, because I'm trying to help you explain to the people why we should even be listening to you, because you're saying that you're an honest person. And whilst we might want to believe that, there are some glaring contradictions in what you're saying. Okay. Now I want to ask you a question, right? Because you say you're a woman of faith, and I'm sure somewhere in the Bible it must say that you must speak the truth, the tongue,
the truth,
right?
The truth will set you free.
Aye. So let me ask you a question. There was a nice little English lady who came to see you at the beach, and she was so concerned about what was happening with you. And she picked up the phone and called me at the same time. And I was hearing part of the conversation because she had it on speakerphone. And she said to you, Miss, do you know Sandra Hill? And you said no. And she says, you don't know Sandra Hill? She runs Cayman Mall Road. Have you heard of Cayman Mall Road? And you said no. And then she said again, because she was so surprised, she said, but that's Cayman's #1 investigative journalist. And you said no. Miss Jean, let's tell the truth.
That's what she said. If she asked me if I know Sandra.
Yeah, when she asked you if you
and
knew me.
I may tell her, she asked me if I would like to take the picture to send to Sandra.
No. She asked you if you had heard of me.
Take a picture and send.
No,
I didn't say that, Mom.
Miss Jean, I was listening to the conversation. She had you on speakerphone. So this not no hearsay, come say around the block. I heard it for myself. And she specifically asked you, have you heard of Sandra?
To be honest.
Yes,
Miss Sandra, to be honest, I didn't say I didn't know Miss Sandra here. She said she's going to send Miss Sandra Hill to take over. She was so nice to me, treat me so nice, encouraging me so nice. And she said to me, okay, she's going to send all of these information to Miss Sandra Hill. And she turned to me and said, you want us to take your picture? And I said, yes, Mom, I would like to take. My husband said, he doesn't too like take a picture. And I said, no, that is the right way to take us picture.
Well, my dear, I don't know what conversation you were listening to. I heard for myself what I heard. And I heard you say no.
I don't know Miss Sandra.
Yes, and you've never even heard of Cayman Mall Road, because she said, have you heard of Cayman Mall Road?
Did you? I didn't. I told her I hear about Miss Sandra. I didn't know you. I don't know you in person, Miss Sandra, to be honest.
But that's not what the question was.
I don't know you in person, but I hear about you. And to be honest to God, I get to hear about you is somebody told me about you. And when my daughter was on that Mall Road, I didn't know about you. I didn't see you. I not even know you look like, to be honest to God, until when somebody showed me your picture.
Well, I mean, you don't have to know what I look like, but if someone says,
but I hear about you.
Yes, if someone says, do you know who this person is, or have you heard of them? Normally, if you've heard of them, you would say yes.
Heard of you. I heard of you, but I haven't seen you. And you don't even know, you never met me. And you know.
I mean, this sounds like I'm going to tell you what that reminds me of now that you're saying it, right? We were just talking about this Eve high voltage woman in her case, right? Part of the evidence in her case is that she never knew the guy who they were saying carried out the robbery. And she testified, no, I may not know him, may know of him, I may not know him. And the judge was confused. She's like, what do you mean? When you try to split hairs with whether you know someone or you know of them, it seems like something just not adding up. But anyway, let's move on. That's neither here nor there. But the reason I mention it,
I hear of you, the reason, so she's telling the truth. She's telling the truth. I have a see you, but I hear of you.
The reason that I'm simply asking the question is because when I heard the conversation in that moment, I said to myself, this woman is lying. So, you know, you can't pick and choose what you want to be truthful.
That's why they was blushing me on the top. That's why I did blush on the mall road.
That is not why. In that moment, in my head, I said, this is not an honest woman. When you lie about one thing, Miss Jane, with all due respect, when you have established yourself as a liar about sometimes even the most simple things that it don't even make no sense to lie about, the question becomes, what won't you lie about? But let's ask you.
Stick a pin. I want to get this stick clear, ma'am. Just remember what you're saying. These are what you said the ladies say. That's why you're thinking about me.
No, that's what I heard with my own ears. She had the phone call on speaker phone. So it's nothing she said. She called. Remember when she was talking to you at the beach? She had you on speaker phone. So I heard the whole thing. So it's not a situation where she told me something.
That's why
it's what I heard. So no, ma'am, that's not why people started to do anything, right? This is Cayman. So Miss Jane, you know how small Cayman is, yes? You know how small Cayman is. So at the end of the day, when a story comes on Mall Road, people start to talk. And people are like, oh, I know that woman. Hold on a second. I know her. And listen, people told me all kind of stuff about you. You have 2 sisters that live in Cayman?
Yes, ma'am.
Ask me how I know. I don't know you from the Man in the Moon, but people who do know you call me and say, oh yeah, she has 2 sisters. They work in tourism, in the laundry, at the Ritz facility. Did you work in tourism yourself, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
Were you collecting the tourism stipend from government?
Never.
Were you collecting the tourism stipend from government?
No, ma'am, never in my whole life.
So the COVID tourism displacement stipend, you didn't collect the other day from government?
No, ma'am, never in my whole life.
Was your husband collecting the tourism stipend from government?
Never in my whole life.
You're sure about that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We come on the show to speak the truth. Maybe things look embarrassed. Are good, but I am gonna speak.
Have you ever?
What God loved it to hear.
All right. Well, I don't know if God. Well, I mean, I know about all of that, but listen.
Yes.
Tell me something now. How long have you been going to poor John Dwayne Seymour asking for his assistance? How many years would you say?
Okay, ma'am. Yeah, I'm going to explain. Okay. Well, my husband have a little small 20-foot inches boat. Doctor take him off of work because doctor take him off of medical boarding. Not able to work, ma'am. Sometimes he.
So what did your husband do before? You said medical boarding. He worked for government?
He used to do construction, and he used to do a little work at 30 Farm that years by, but he do construction work.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. So he get ill, and that's why I didn't want to come in. Meanwhile, you can see the paperwork, then we can know what we're going through. But one day you can pop in and come and see.
You're still at the beach, so I must pop into the beach?
Yes, ma'am. So I come sometime and pick up the kids there. And if you want to, Miss Sandra. Okay. That's what my husband do, construction work. But because of his doctor take him off of work, and Doctor take me off also because I am a sickly lady. I talking to you, a God, because me have a good pastor. Pray for me all the time. I have good people pray for me. And things like that. I'm a sickly person. I am.
So your husband is
able
sick.
to work.
What's
from the doctor?
Yes. What's wrong with you? What? I mean, you're saying you're sickly. What happened?
Medical reason. Me and my husband every 3 days. Every 2 days, my husband have to dress his leg, and I am my medication from about 6 months by and medication now. Medical
So for 6 months you've been medical boarded. You have been medical boarded.
Yes.
Might I ask how old you are? Are you 60 years yet?
I am 55 now.
55. Okay.
Yes, well, you can pop up and look and read the medical board paper, read the sick paper note them and see what you're going through.
A sick paper note and a medical board is something else. So someone has told you for the rest of your life, which at 55 you could live another 40 years, that you can't work again. That's what you've been told.
Yes, because you have to see the paper, or you have to see what we're going through and medication, ma'am.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people on medication, my dear, but they get up every single day and go to work. So let's talk about John. Let's talk about John.
Anyway.
Let's talk about John.
Anyway.
So for
years.
Let's
talk about Mr. John.
So the streets are talking.
So
that
Mr.
for years,
John, you asked me a question. Can I answer it about Mr. John? Why I go to Mr. John?
Yes, please do.
And ask. Okay. So my husband have a little 25 power horse engine. That he do little fishing. We have that little engine 5 years ago. Sometime when he feel good, he go do little fishing. One day, leave the engine. Somebody stole the engine. He went to the police station, West Bay Police Station, and they take statement and they help looking for it. He couldn't find it. And is there that little engine is sometimes he help put food on the table with what the government give repair. Anyway, my dear, he can't find it. So anyway, we say, you know what, we vote for Mr. John. It's Mr. John we vote for in Barton Town. And let we go, Daddy, and ask him for a little help. And the engine, those engines are very expensive, man. It's $3,000 for those engines. We have the receipt to show that how much for the engine. Mr. John helped us with $250, and we're so grateful because we don't go to no more anymore body to ask the engine. He saved a little, and buy back the engine, man. And sometimes he go out and he get a little fish, and he sell, he put food on the table and to help out situation, man. We want Mr. John, we don't speak anything bad about him. Mr. John, one day again, after that, about say 3 from January, before January, in January, the first early part of January, this January, we have to move from where it is. So from Barton Town, because the man fixing up his apartment, doing adding on something to his apartment. Anyway, we move out. When we give us it, we tell we can move out. Anyway, when we move out,
So I'm trying to understand. Let's
we were shopping around and shopping around, so we find a place. The place that we find, we have to pay deposit. So we say, you know what? I'm going to go to Mr. John office to me and my husband. My husband says he's going to ask Mr. John for a little help with the deposit because he only have the rent money. We ask Mr. John for we go to the office and we speak to Mr. John's secretary and explain our situation to her and tell her we looking somewhere we can't find anywhere, but we do get somewhere and at the end. So it was so desperate of finding somewhere. Because everywhere we go, we couldn't get anywhere, but because we was looking somewhere very, reasonable. Anyway, Mom, she tell Mr. John that she tell Mr. John that me and my husband asking him if he could help us with a 1,500 for the deposit. That's what the problem is about, Mom.
All right.
Mr. John don't have it to help. Mr. John, she said, Mr. John don't have it to help us.
So
at that time.
So you're saying that Mr. John never bought the boat engine?
No, he helped us with a $250 for the boat.
$250. Are you sure?
And we were so grateful and thanks for it.
You're sure that that's what happened?
Guess what?
Are you sure that's what happened? Because our sources said he bought you a boat engine. A boat engine can't be.
No.
I know you said the boat is only 20 inches, but I'm assuming you actually meant 20 feet.
No, the engine is the engine. He didn't bought with the engine. He gave us $250 to help buy the engine. For it was $3,000 for it. And it's taken months to buy the engine back. Save bit by bit.
All right, so we got another version of that story direct from the horse's mouth. The man said he bought y'all an engine, but listen, that's not the only time you've approached John. So over the years,
he bought me an engine. By God, I stand up in front of God speaking. He helped us with $250. He's so grateful. And not even that. Sometimes I want to speak anything bad about Mr. John because I remember when my husband did do operation in the hospital, and I went to him. And when he was in the hospital doing operation, and I went to him, and at that time. We have to pay rent and all kind of thing. And it's the man, the same Mr. John put food at my table. So I would never speak anything bad about Mr. John. If he even never give me any money for engine, I would never go out there and speak anything bad about him.
All right, Miss Jean, let me ask you a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Put the engine situation to the side. We've been told he bought you the engine, but all right, you say it wasn't a bought, it was a donation.
No, he gave me $250 to help out buy the engine.
But is it not the case that you go to John Dwayne Seymour all the time, even when you were not living in his district? You went to him all the time for money.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It's only 3 times. 3 times.
Have you ever gone with let me ask you, have you ever taken your children and your grandchildren to him with everybody hand out, every person must get money in their hand? Have you ever done that?
No, ma'am. It's only when they have no, we never do that. No, ma'am. Never in my whole life.
So Miss Jean, let me tell you what some of the people are saying, right? And
yes, ma'am.
I want you to just listen as I read some of these comments that have come into the program. So this
Yes,
one
ma'am.
says, I looked back on my WhatsApp and I have saved messages to friends about the same family and children staying at the beach for 1 week. Before, and 2 and 3 weeks after Easter and Governor's Beach in 2020, 2021, and 2022. Something is not right with these people or their eviction story. Have you ever stayed on the beach like this before? Yes or no?
Before
this year.
Went camping?
No. Before this year,
No,
have
ma'am,
you
no.
ever stayed on the beach for extended periods of time, 2 to 3 weeks or more?
When is camping time?
Well, Easter is only 4 days, ma'am.
Oh, if we stay over camping. That's what you asked. I want to get it very correct and straight. Is it if you ask me when is camping day? If we stay over,
I don't know what camping day is because other than Easter weekend, people in Cayman don't normally live on a beach. We don't go camping on the beach outside of Easter weekend. So do you camp outside of Easter weekend?
Oh, if I camp over the Easter?
No, outside of the Easter weekend.
Stay maybe a 1 week or so, but after that, I don't go on the beach, go camp. No time at all, ma'am. It's only when camping I may stay a week over.
A week
or so, but I do not stay on the beach when after camping, I don't go on the beach, go do no camping. I never do that in my whole life. It's only when camping time going on, I may stay over a 1 week.
Can we ask you a question that has also come up? Why are you on Governor's Beach of all the beaches in Cayman? You claim that you were living in Bodden Town or Savannah, right? You pass a lot of beach property before you can get to Governor's Beach. Why are you in Governor's Beach?
Okay. Why? Because I have friends that camp there, and they always call and said, are you camping this year? That's why.
So because your friends tell you that Governor's Beach is a good beach to camp on?
No, they camp, yes. And they camp there also.
But your friends are not still on the beach, whereas you are. Because you're on the beach telling people that you're on the beach because you're homeless and you don't have anywhere else to go.
Yes, no, not before, but it's just start now in April, this April year. That's the only time I'd say that to anybody.
Here's what another person had to say. They say, I work from Governor's Beach every day, all day for the 2 weeks of Easter. So I saw a lot of what was going on with this family. I definitely have concerns about the children's welfare. If they're attending school and the overwhelming amount of responsibility that is put on the oldest girl, who's maybe 12 to 13 years old, it's very sad. They did the same thing last year and stayed there for about 6 weeks after Easter. I just assumed.
Oh Lord, 6 weeks last year?
I just assumed that they let it slide because we had no tourism. I'm not going to publicly comment on all that I saw, but my main concern is the children's welfare. I also called the police non-emergency line last week and this week to ask someone to come out and look into the situation. And they refused to come and look and check it out, as they said check it out, what was going, and insisted and told me repeatedly that they were allowed to be there and they can't do anything about it. I tried to explain to them that they were not just set up for the day, but living there for weeks, and then they just brushed me off. Are you sleeping at the campsite at night?
Me?
Yes.
No.
Well,
no.
Now, last week, are you sleeping at night?
Yes, ma'am.
Because there are people who are checking.
There, the police told us said.
So the people.
The police told us said we need to find somewhere to go. But if we're not finding anywhere to go, we can stay there until we find somewhere to go, and we have to we cannot.
This is what someone else
all the time.
This is what someone else said this morning. They said scammer always starts with prayer. 3 stories so far. The pool was a lie. No kids there. I drove past there and they're not at the beach now either. and this is at 8:50 a.m. I believe.
No, because I have to take the kids them to school. Oh
All
Lord!
right.
Anyway, my social service know, my social worker know that every morning I have to take them to school, and every evening I have to pick them up from school. And when the mother is not come home, I can't leave them by themselves.
All right. So the person continues and says, I drove past there and they were not at the beach now either. I believe they're sleeping in a house somewhere, but then in the day they go to the beach to look pretty. I've been to the beach every day since they've been there, and I've never seen any children there. Never. They're probably scamming and getting the stipend as well. Ask her if she or her husband was getting the stipend. Well, we did ask you and you said no. So
well, they not tell.
What we do know, no, you stick a pin. You stick a pin. So what we have here now, you've said that you wanted to show us all your HSA stuff. Well, we have resources.
I would like, yes, Mom.
It's on the screen right now, Miss Jean. You don't even have to show it to us. We have it here. It says Miss Lynn Jeans, and it has your date of birth as 1966. It says this serves to inform you that Miss Ebanks is a long-standing patient of our service who suffers from a chronic psychiatric illness and cannot be gainfully employed.
Yes,
she's been in treatment with medications for over 6 years and has also had to cope with medical conditions which contribute to her limitations. So that's signed by a psychiatrist there at the HSA. We also have your husband's letter, and you said you were happy to share this with us, so that's why we're sharing it.
Yes, Mom. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yes. This one says the above named individual is being seen at the West Bay Nurses Health Center and the specialist clinic at the Cayman Islands Hospital services for his chronic medical conditions that include bilateral chronic ulcers, worse on the right compared to the left leg, episodes of cellulitis to both lower legs, secondary to infection of chronic leg ulcers, chronic venous insufficiency, I guess the blood flow, to both lower limbs, peripheral arterial disease. That might just be, he probably needs to walk and clean out the arteries. Benign prostatic hyperplasia and hypertension. So, there are a lot of people who have these issues, but they still get up and go to work every day. This physician goes on to say that I've been involved as a primary care physician with his care since 2007. And since then, ulcer on his right leg has never fully healed. Is your husband diabetic, by the way?
No, Mom, but he's suffering. He's suffering. He's just putting out the best out there. Every 2 days, they have to go to the hospital to get his leg dressed. They do a surgery. Right now, last week, they asked him to go in the hospital to admit. And because of me on the beach, he said he's not loving his wife. Because we are moving from house to house. We are homeless. We're not lying.
Okay. So this person,
and one of these days, if social service didn't hear of this, the children them would go to the beach with me to sleep.
All right. So someone says,
because I tell you, Mom, sometimes it's hard to get room, and sometimes the room them and the apartments them is so expensive. And right now, Mommy, I tell you, I've been moved from place to place. I go to credit to Butterfield Bank.
Miss Jane, just a
My
second.
husband, I take out $100, open up account at Butterfield Bank, and I pray and I ask God.
Miss Jean, I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to take a deep breath. Miss Jean.
I'm giving up. I have prayed. I am not going out there and ask people for anything, but I am going to pray.
All right. I'm gonna have to mute if you don't calm down. I'm gonna have to hit the mute button because it's really important that we try to remove the showmanship and the tears and all that stuff from the equation and just get to the hard, cold truth. This is what someone said, and I want you to listen very carefully to this. They say, I go to check on them every single day, and I've only found them there one day this week. When I was there on Monday, the police visited as well, and we spoke for almost an hour, and they never showed up. Meals on Wheels delivered 2 meals a day for them while we were there, but since they were not there, they left the 4 meals on the table. This person goes on to say he has a 26-foot boat with 2 outboard engines. They have 2 boats. The big boat is a 2 Yamaha 150 horsepower engine, and the small boat has a 125 horsepower engine. Miss Jean, do you guys own 2 boats? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. Before I told you before.
So you don't own any boats right now?
Yes, because what happened? Yes, ma'am. What happened? That boat that is have the other engine wasn't working. And it. So he was shopping around for a little boat before all these corrosion and the small boats engine stole. He have those boat long time. He have those boat, ma'am. That boat that he have, the engine them not working properly. So he used the small boat, the fishing.
All right. So you do not have, I'm just trying to get yes or no answers. You do not own 2 boats right now. So the Yamaha boat and the other boat, you don't own 2 boats.
Yes, ma'am.
You do own 2 boats.
Because the other boat, the big boat not working. So he used a little small boat.
Stick a pin.
He buy for.
All right.
He's not working. He's go and catch a little fishing.
Right.
Stick a pin. Food on the table sometimes because to keep up with the rent and this and that is not easy.
Miss Jean, stick a pin.
Yes, ma'am.
Because we understand commercial fishing, like he's selling fish to people, right? But stick a pin on that.
Yes, ma'am.
Here's what somebody else say. The same day that she claimed to have a 10 a.m. meeting with some MLA bought in town, she woke up early and left her husband stranded on the beach for hours. Every minute he was saying, she soon come, acting like he was calling her, knowing damn well that she went about her business. He even said that it was his first time sleeping out there because he can't leave his wife alone. So that's what's really going on. Who's lying? I went to the beach the other morning, and again, she was not there. So I remember this where you actually told the English lady who came to you that you had an appointment to go see Mr. Seymour at 10 o'clock in the morning. That was also a lie because Mr. Seymour knew nothing about this appointment.
The lady come down. No, when the police come and tell, no, ma'am, it wasn't a lie. When the police came down and saw we on the beach and the tent, he told us, why you guys on the tent? That's why the police told us. And I explained to him and I show him my paperwork and my what is landlord said, the notice. That's why we're here today. And he turned to us and said, when he take our date of birth and everything, he turned to us and said, if we don't get any help from our Mr. John, call the name, oh Lord, where we vote then. He call it a different name. Where we vote, if we don't get help from them, we say, yes, sir, we get a little help, but the help that we get, it cannot help pay the rent. It hardly can pay the rent. And sometimes where we cannot pay the rent and we have to look in places to stay. And he said, we cannot stay on the beach, and it's not proper way to stay on the beach. He asked me who want to stay on the beach, and I explained my situation to them because there's camping on the beach, but we get the notice from our landlord, and he said, children is here, and I said, no, children is not here. They was there before. They was there before camping with us, But I don't know if later on, if we don't get anywhere, they may end up here too. And I will repeat that again. Often and often I will repeat that. Yes, ma'am.
So at some point,
just a minute, ma'am. That's why Mr. John and like about in the little before in the evening or before 5 o'clock, or the lady come down and said, I hear that on the beach. I hear that you guys on the beach. He turned and he talked to me so nice. He didn't rush me or anything. She said, come by my office. I'm going to be there in the morning. Let me get the form them full out and what have you. If you want to come 11 o'clock, or what have you, I said in the morning time I take the kids them to school. So as soon as I take the kids them, I will come and see her. Anyway, the same day I didn't go 11 o'clock. I didn't get the time to go 11 o'clock. Even my pastor called me and asked me if we go and check on the appointments. And I told him the same thing. I didn't go 11 o'clock, but I go in the after in the evening, and she sit with me and she fill out the form and she send it to NAU.
All right, so people want to know.
And she said to me that the police, we're running out of time. She was a little bit upset and said she heard that John not helping us.
Well, he must have got sick and tired of helping you. John, do you know that John has children of his own? I think he got about 4 or 5 children. He has bills to pay. So, I mean, I know some people believe John and these politicians are there to pay your bills, but the truth of the matter is they have children to support of their own. But listen,
yes, ma'am,
you had a house.
That's why we have a pastor and we have good people that teach us discipline and principle. We cannot force anybody to give us anything. We only can ask into on our way.
One of our listeners to the
I don't know if it's the way I do things or the way I say things because of my hunger. I am so sorry.
Stick a pin.
Yes, ma'am.
This viewer to the program says, I'm so sorry. I'm tired of people running to their MPs for help. That's not what they're voted in for. They have their families and bills to pay. You had a house in Mount Pleasant. How many bedrooms was that house?
It was 3 bedroom.
What happened to the house? Why did you sell the house?
No. Okay. The house that I have 15 years ago. 15
we're going to have to wrap up on radio here in just a second, folks, but the conversation
yes, 15 years ago, when I hold Royal Bank of Canada money, my husband not able to work hard on his foot.
All right,
getting old and old, his foot.
Just 1 second for
his
me.
Foot, he cannot.
I'm just gonna put her in mute because we do have to end the program for our radio listeners who are tuned into Bobo 89.1 FM. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll continue to listen to Ms. Jean and her stories on social media.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cold Hard Truth on Bobo 89.1 FM. Cayman's #1 talk show is live weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Never miss an episode again. Watch anytime on CMR's Facebook and YouTube channels for the latest show episodes. Don't forget to follow us online on our social media channels. And visit CaymanMarlRoad.com for all the latest news and community happenings.
All right, folks. So just a reminder that starting next week, Tuesday, the show will be going on Bobo 89.1 until 10 o'clock due to popular demand. We have been requested to extend the program already, just a month in. All right, Miss Jean, you still there?
About the house.
Yeah,
yes,
so
ma'am.
I had to put you on hold because we had to end the program for our radio listeners at 9:30. But your answers are very long and convoluted, right? Which means they're too long and it's too confusing and people are very, very confused. Tell me what happened. You had a house and you sold the house. Why did you sell the house? You had some place to stay that was your own.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Okay. I have a house and I have a loan with Royal Bank of Canada. I have a loan with Royal Bank of Canada. And my husband, doctor take him off of work. He foot getting worse and worse. And so what I did at that time, things getting so hard and hard on me, ma'am. So what I did, I put about few little apartments under the back at the house. You can't see it at the roadside unless you come round at the back and see it. And when to help pay the mortgage, ma'am, to Royal Bank. That's it was paying the mortgage to Royal Bank. What happened, ma'am? Planning for the main house, I have planning for the main house, but the little one them at the back, God love to hear, I didn't have any planning for them. It seems like somebody tell the board that we didn't have any planning, so they come in, the planning come in and ask us to take them down. We even go to court to save that little house. We go to court to save the house, ma'am. And it reaches point, ma'am, because of they come in and lick down all of those little places. Because they said we don't have any plan until we take them down. All of them come down, ma'am. Anyway, come on,
Miss Jean,
keep the house more Royal Bank of Canada.
Okay, I'm just going to mute her for one quick second. So as it turns out today, we were actually able to continue on Bobo 89.1 FM until 10 o'clock. So those of you who are still listening to Bobo, you're in for a little treat today. So yes, wonderful. Nice. Good. All right. So Bobo, you're still there until 10 o'clock, folks. So let's continue now to hear what Miss Jean is saying. All right, Miss Jean, I'm sorry I had to take a little break there to inform our our radio listeners that they were still live, honey child. They're getting some extra tea in their cup this morning. So the short answer is you didn't get planning permission to add rental structures to the back of the unit.
Yes, ma'am.
And so they made you take it down. Yes. And so what does that have to do?
Here, the corrosion.
Yes.
And Royal Bank step in and want his money. So that's all the house sold, ma'am.
Well, I don't understand. That doesn't really make any sense. That doesn't make any sense to me because you still had the house. And I mean, if you could continue, keeping the house.
No, but remember, I told you that we didn't have any income coming in more than to pay the loan, and it's everything goes by, things get harder and harder, and the Royal Bank coming.
Daniela says planning did get involved. Yes, that's true. But instead of filling out the paperwork after the fact, she simply ignored planning. Because a lot of times I've seen planning do this. They will help you to legitimize what you've done.
Royal Bank of Canada, ma'am. You can go there.
So did planning give you an opportunity to rectify the structures and you ignored them? Is that a true comment?
No, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. We didn't ignore them. We go with them and they tell me to take it off. And they still take us to court.
So Miss Jean, have you ever won $10,000? Have you won $10,000?
Yes, ma'am, I do win $10,000 about 12 years, couple years ago.
So this would have been around the same time you were having issues with the mortgage when you won $10,000?
No, not the same time. Long time. If that the house is gone, long time, ma'am. That time we delivered the social service put me at airport to leave. That's a long time ago when they go through our bank account.
Yes, you won $10,000 when you were working with Scotia, when you were on social services.
Yes,
So
that's
what-
when I was on social service. They put me at airport.
What did you do with the 10,000? What did you do?
Apartments them.
Yes. What
That's
did you
the
do?
time I win $10,000. And when I win the $10,000, they said, Miss G, they called me in the office, and I went, and they said, Miss G, I heard that you win $10,000. And I said, yes, ma'am. She said, congratulations. And she turned to me and said, Miss Jean, since you win the $10,000, we have a lots of people to deal with. So we have to use it, pay our rent. And when it finished now, we can come in back. That's all we and them. That's how it goes, ma'am.
All right. Did you ever get a settlement of money from your former employer, the Health Services Authority?
From Elsa? Else? Yes, ma'am.
And what happened to that settlement money?
And I get sick. Yes, ma'am.
And what happened to that?
Well, I didn't have Cynical and so I use it help pay my bills because I was sick and have to use it, pay my little bills and
So you were working at HSA but didn't have Cynical coverage?
No, when I was working there, I have Cynicals covered at that time there. But when I get healed, I have to go. If I go to the hospital and they have that medication, I'm fine. But if they don't, I have to buy it outside. I've already
normally you can get a referral from Cynical. But how many vehicles do you own, Miss?
Yes.
How many vehicles do you own? Do you have a convertible car? A Mustang
if I
or
have
something?
a convertible.
Yes, you drive? You have more than one vehicle?
Yes, I do. Yes, ma'am, I did have a convertible car, but it's not licensed and it's not working now.
What do you drive? What do you drive now? How do you pick up the kids from school every day?
I have a car now. I have a van, not right here now. I need to take it to get some work on it, but it need to work. It need to work on.
Okay.
Lots of things need to work.
So Miss Juanita says that two apartments.
I'm not talking
are
about the
still...
service.
All right, Miss Juanita.
Certain things and it not working properly.
Right. Well, I have a button on my car that not working properly either, but that don't mean it not running. Miss Juanita says that there are two apartments.
This one where I take the kids them to school every day. Oh Lord, it's not running properly. Not working. I have lots of things to work on.
That's amazing that you would take kids to you would drop off kids to school every day. Most kids who go
every
to
single day.
Yes, my dear, that's gas money that you shouldn't have. Most people who go to school who can't afford certain things, they just use the bus. The public service is free. Why aren't your grandchildren using the bus?
Okay, that's a good question. You've been moved, even you know that what happened, mom? Been moving place to place. The teacher told me the bus don't come where we stay now.
The bus don't come where you stay, but you're staying on Governor's Beach. I mean, the bus comes there if we're to believe that you're staying there.
No, the Barton Town. No, the children they moved from Barton. The children them still in Barton Town school. They could just where we stay was not far from.
Somebody says that HSA had BritK insurance. Wow, HSA got big time insurance. Wow. Excuse me.
Pardon?
No. Somebody was just clarifying that HSA has BritK, not Cynical insurance, which is amazing. So, all right, Miss Jean, you've had over an hour on the program. I must tell you that the story is very, very confusing. Did you win any fans this morning? Do you have anybody believing you? Well, let's see what some of the comments are. So I just want you to sit back and relax, right? So Bink says, I'm sorry.
I want to make apologize to who Oh, I heard and what?
All right, so let's listen to some of the comments, right? So one listener to the program who had mentioned before that you were looking for $3,000 assistance from NAU to pay your rent, and NAU says they don't have that kind of budget. They say that she was living in West Bay, and why she moved to Bordentown is because of a district shift. She made a district shift because scamming was discovered. So if NAU is paying her rent, why was the rent late? These are just comments, so just listen carefully, right?
Okay.
Listen, Miss Jean, I said to actually listen,
yes,
which means you're going to just sit back and listen. Another person says, what a number this woman is. These are the types of individuals that we give status to. Shameful. You say now that you have a van that isn't working. Someone has taken the time to send us a picture of your van. And so we will now pull it up on the screen because you have a Mitsubishi, some kind of Mitsubishi vehicle.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert on these types of things, but let me show you now what the photo is. So here's the vehicle. That's your vehicle license plate there. And you have God is my provider on the back. So the Mitsubishi Pajero van. That probably uses up a lot of gas. Why don't you get yourself a little Honda Fit or something cheaper? You know, all right. So
why I say
people
not working?
Miss Jean,
the mechanic give me some things. What wrong with it? Tell me what wrong. Some various thing. And I know in myself, if you should drive it here.
Well, my car making a noise too, my love. But anyway, I'm sorry, but I'm confused. Please give some explanation as to why your hair and nails are done and you're living on the beach. Okay, so you're homeless, you're broke, you have no money. Why your hair and nails done? Why are you spending money on those types of things?
Okay, you want to hear about that?
Yes, because God don't care if your nails look good.
Yes, should I answer those questions? I don't know. I go about it.
Yes, tell us. Why are you spending money if you really are homeless? Why do you have money to spend?
Why my nails and my hair look good?
Yes.
You know why my hair look good? I'm going to talk about my hair first. You know why my hair look good?
Tell me.
Okay. Why my hair look good? Because every day I'm in that hairstyle. I have that hair from 8 years ago. It sounds funny, and everywhere in Cayman I go, I drop the children them at school. Can I call name on the program?
If you want, I mean that's completely up to you. I mean, I feel after this morning we're part of your family now because we're all very intimate about the details of your life.
Anyway, Sarah teacher said, Miss Jean, oh, your hair looking so nice. Can you tell me where you buy that hair? Can you show me tell me where you buy that hair? Everywhere me go, people talk about this hair. And I have that hair 8 years ago. It's not, I don't want to, it's a hair that I just wash my hair and just put it on.
All right, so you're saying then that this wig, this is just a good wig that has lasted you all these years.
And the nails now, I'm going to get to the nails now.
All right.
The nails now, I never go, the nails what I went early in the pharmacy. They have some pretty little nails where you stick on. When you're ready, you take them off and you stick them on back if you're going anywhere. You don't want to look so bad. You don't want yourself look so dropped down.
Okay.
You go to early pharmacy,
yes, ma'am,
and they sell them.
So these are just the stick-on nails, then you're saying?
Yes, I take them off, and if you don't,
I mean, but that's still money that could be going towards food and rent.
Money. Yes, but if you buy your ear for 8 years, you don't have to do nothing to your ear. Man, wash your real ear every day. A lady has to be in the ear, just in the ear parlor every 3 weeks. Some of them do their ear home or what have you, especially or do their pedicure. My husband, he pedicure my foot.
Your husband who is handicapped.
I put on the nail them myself.
Wait a minute. Your husband who is handicapped and has foot ulcers and taking all kind of medication and is sick and can't do anything is doing your pedicures for you? What kind of situation is this?
No. Yes, ma'am. Yes, he can. He's not. And also, he go and do fishing when he feel good on his leg.
Were you guys out fishing yesterday?
Down in the house.
Were you guys out fishing yesterday on the boat?
Yes, ma'am. We go by discipline and principle. The law told us where we can do with fishing. We go and do with fishing and to put little food on the table, ma'am.
Okay, so you're still self-employed then. You're still out there working. You're just not working for somebody else.
Yes, yes, we do things. We're not a lazy person. We're a very ambitious person. And what people think about us, and we're not those type. We are a working person, disciplined person, principled person. But only one thing I say, why I went to stay at the camp is because the rent, the notice that we get. And the rent is so high.
Miss Jean,
and the light bill
one more question for you.
And you know what I did, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
God is my provider. I open up an account at Butterfield Bank. I want you to check it out too. And I asked him. I didn't ask anybody to put any money. I didn't ask anybody to give me anything yet. I went to the glass house and asked the lady, how can you go about to find out how you can ask for donation to go in that account. For that account, I open it and I said I want that account. It's going to be God is going to provide a home back for me and a prayer room.
All right. So Miss Jean, do you have a house in Jamaica? Do you own a house in Jamaica?
No, ma'am. I don't have a house in Jamaica. My mother's house.
Okay. And you and your husband were living in Jamaica for some time after you had won the money, one of the settlements. You moved back to Jamaica. How long were you in Jamaica for?
No, ma'am. We went Jamaica, but we didn't went no settlements. We went Jamaica. We visit your mom sometimes. We spend I'm going to take the passport to you also.
No. Just tell me how long you were there for.
Yes, we went to Jamaica and we visit our mom and we stayed. The longest I ever stayed there is maybe a 6 months or 6 months. That time he was at the hospital getting treatment for his leg. I have all of that. The paper can show you, ma'am.
All right. So Cece says the nails are not stick on. She says they're acrylic. Somebody else says that you have different hairstyles, so they don't know about it being the same wig. What a hot mess. The Debbie says your wig lasts for 8 years. She needs to find out where you bought that from because that is quite.
Yes, that's why everybody.
Listen, that wig has the Holy Spirit in it.
Where I get that wig?
Trust me, that wig is full of the Holy Spirit.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, it's a talk of the town. It's a talk of the Cayman Islands. Everybody, everywhere I go in Cayman,
unfortunately,
where do you buy that wig? Right. Everybody, I carry my car. Don't want garage. The lady asked me, "Can you give me that wig?
Let's talk about what. Let me be honest with you.
I went to the.
Can I be honest with you?
This.
All right. Can I be honest with you now? So I just want you to listen. You talk about what's the talk of the town. I must tell you that what is actually the talk of the town is this whole situation with you. There are people who say that they know you very well. They are friends of yours, former friends of yours. They know about your 7-day Adventist.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen, I know more about you than I care to know about anybody that I don't really know. And the talk of the town is that you have been at this scammer lifestyle. This is what people are saying. I'm only telling you what the talk of the town is, right? that you have been at this scammer lifestyle and the scammer thing for a very long time, that this is nothing new.
What is scammer?
And that
What
the
is
only
scammer?
thing, you don't know what a scammer is?
What you mean? What you mean of
My
scammer?
dear,
Like
you know what these young people would tell you right about now? If you don't know what a scammer is, they would say, Miss Jean, with all due respect, simply look in the mirror. If you need a definition.
like go and beg people things?
Well, that you go and beg people things, and that at the end of the day, your stories and your mix-up thing, it just doesn't add up, and that you're not being honest.
No. God, I'm here this morning.
All right. I'm gonna put you on mute, because this is reminding me, I've just muted her. Because you know what this is making me, the vibes that I'm getting here, folks. I don't know if you guys have been watching the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard situation, but every single time, Jared's shaking his head, every single time that Amber Heard gets in a little bit of a situation, the theatrics start. The made up faces and the fake tears where you never see a tear come down. Oh no. And oh, he did this to me, and what he did with the beer bottle, and you know, it's hard to get a straight answer. You know, I was trying to ask just yes or no questions for a reason.
Sunday,
So
go back.
What's your take on this?
Go back to 3 comments. I saw somebody say something about
Which one?
This one. Okay.
This
Yes.
one says,
Okay. So
I
people
hear she has big time house in Jamaica.
people in Jamaica watching, and then
Emma says, oh, people in Jamaica are watching.
it looks so.
Emma says this woman and her family lived in the second floor of a now deceased friend's house. Said she was a terrible tenant, wanted to run her house, and she lived downstairs, and she had some of the most terrible experiences with her. Don't even want to leave when they gave her notice. Angela says, I'm weak, ASF. Damien says she's murdering the English language. We won't worry about that. Me knowing the mother, the kid's better off with the grandmother, mental illness or not. Oh, so the daughter's also a hot mess. So remember now, the daughter was actually featured on CMR for going to Cayman Bay and stealing. And we discovered through that story that she has at least 8 convictions for theft. So I hope this wig wasn't stolen, honey child. Anthony says award-winning wig. Emma says that she was a tenant from hell. Stacy says maybe she should get in the wig business. Because if that wig is the talk of the town after 8 years, maybe she could sell those wigs to other people. You know, they would buy a wig since it's lasting so long. Siobhan says, Jared, you look like you're struggling over there. Jared can't hide his face, folks.
Listen, you know, I'm a very expressive person, but I think, you know, in the court of public opinion on the Mall Road, we don't agree. It's not lining up.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't really, Rosanna says this is a real life Jerry Springer this morning. You know, I don't think she was keen to come on because she said she wanted to get to the truth of this. And, you know, all these stories out there circulating about her. One thing that I will know is Cayman is such a small place that once you have acquired a reputation, you know what they say, your reputation precedes you. So in other words, people see you coming down the street and they're like, oh, there's the scammer, there's this, there's that. So, you know, I think that, you know, when you have a reputation like that, normally there's some truth to it. I got to be honest with you. People don't just randomly go around making up stuff on people who at the age of 55 should be going to church and just being quiet and living a quiet life. Like Emma says, I know a friend who she lived with, and these are the stories we heard. She was a terror. Lavana says, Jean 92.2 FM coming forward, new show coming soon. Vivian says a scammer look just like you, Miss Jean. What a mess. Juanita from Georgia, thank you for tuning in. Jared, Melissa says you're looking handsome. Yes. Susan is here for Jared's expressions. Evelyn says, "Mind God, strike you down, lady."
But you know what I do also want to express is that she okay, no way how to slice it or dice it. Everybody has their issues. But as long as you're willing to get up every day and do your fair share of working honestly, Cayman will give you a good opportunity. But if you take us for fools,
yeah, we are no fools.
If you think
Alex says, Sandy, you're the best. You got patience though. What a Friday morning show. Yeah, this is it. Listen, I always say this, Caymanians, and when I say Caymanians, I'm talking about residents and like people in the Cayman Islands are some of the most generous people anywhere in the world. They will come together and help people who are genuinely in need. But once they feel like you are scamming them and these stories start circulating about you, they're not going to help you. So Bruce says she has mental health issues. I mean, I don't know the extent of those, but you can also have mental health issues and still be a liar and still be a scammer. So I don't know what the nature of the mental health issues could be. It could just be depression. I mean, I don't know. She's got a letter saying that she has some sort of psychiatric issue, but that doesn't preclude you from telling the truth. Cousin Naz says, can I order a waffle and bacon, please, and a cup of coffee? This show is nice. Waffle Monkey got you covered, honey chill. Lilith says she's making pancakes and eggs. Jade says she needs some cup of soup. El Rey says C for Christian and C for cash. Cash is always king. Nat B says, why did she pass all the beaches on the way from Bodden Town to Governor's Beach? It seems like it was done to gain attention. Well, she got it now. Miss Jane, you're gonna be the most popular person in Cayman. Forget the wig. It's you now that's trending. Dorothy says, but the husband did own a house, so how did they end up in rent? Well, she explained that apparently. Although someone said the structures in the back that she clean planning made her take down are still there, the rentals. So I don't know. What a mess. Cece says, how do you find money for weave and nails but can't pay the rent? Yo, priorities first. Miss Morna says, Sandy, she's the one who won the $10,000 at Foster's. Just asking. Yes, we've established that. And she got a settlement. She's seen more money in her hand than a lot of us in terms of like a winnings or lump sum payment and that sort of thing, and still has not managed to hold on to it. So maybe the real issue here is financial. Somebody needs to give her financial money management help, because just giving her money and paying her rent isn't the answer, because she will always be at the mercy of other people. Strong will regardless. If she's lying, respect still due. I believe Sandy should let her sink herself and don't call her out, call out her name. Well, I was just trying to understand what was going on here. Lilith says she has no money to pay rent, but she has money to camp. Please tell me I'm not hearing what I'm hearing. Shani, good morning, says that's some S along a lot of houses on EK for rent. She must have had bad credit or want big expensive house. So we heard that she wanted government to pay $3,000 a month. Cece said earlier, as a Christian, you're confessing that you lied. There's a lot that just doesn't add up here. Anyway, folks, 9:58, we've gone into overtime. Don't forget that on Tuesday, we got a public holiday coming up on Monday, but on Tuesday's show, we will now be going up until 10 o'clock on Bobo 89.1 FM, because listen, the conversations demand it, and the people are demanding it too. So Miss Donna came in late. Daniela says, Jean, you're lying, that she won a settlement and she needs to talk about that. She needs to prioritize her money between beauty and her conditions. I mean, it is a little bit weird. Alex said that they went fishing yesterday. So if they're going fishing, they're selling fish. I mean, I do have to wonder. Stuart isn't here. He says it matters when anyone immigrates to another country and become a burden on that country and its people. So almost 10 o'clock. Obviously, the radio show and this show will end because, child, I got to get to work. I'm not got nobody paying my bills for me. Child, CUC, mortgage, water bill, all of these things have to be paid. Miss Jane, you still there, honey child?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, final words. Take 10 seconds.
Oh, and one more thing. You said government is paying our rent. Social service not paying our rent. We ask for a little assistance if they can pay. If they're not paying our rent now, they used to pay our rent. But when we get the little PP, we use that money to pay our rent. That's why if they was paying our rent, we don't handle. The government pay the used to pay the people them rent for us. Help us pay the people for us. But now we getting a little PP. That's what we use, pay rent.
What is PP? What is that?
My husband, poor relief.
Poor relief is called PP?
Yes. But too big the rent
Shall be
so
careful how
high,
you use that
and
term.
water, light bill. Yes, ma'am.
And I know what no PP was. You know,
No, I have to speak the truth. There is no way to speak the truth. And what people saying about me is so unfair and is so lie. But God is my judge.
Yes.
And God
the Lord
is my judge. The truth set you free.
Yes. Well, Brandon says he needs a drink after today's show. He needs an early drink. Jean and Lavelle having a field day in Cayman, deport. Ay. What a mess. Miss Jean, thanks for trying to set the record straight. I'm not really sure how much we were able to get straight because, you know, I don't think you won any fans this morning, to be honest. I think you probably confused a lot of people and people still think that you're not being honest, but good luck to you, my dear. Do your best to try to get out of this situation. I mean, there might be some jobs that you can do to help yourself, even on a part-time basis.
Anyway.
Yes,
ma'am. Anyway, I have a few things to say. I'm sorry for the governor. I'm so sorry for the governor to hear about the camping. And so sorry about Mr. John, what he feel about me. I only asking the Lord to give him a space in his heart to forgive me if I say anything that is wrong. And I know in myself I didn't say anything that is wrong. But I'm so, sorry about what. And whatever people saying about me is not true.
All right. One final question. How do we get you off of our public beach? It's not your house. How do we get you off the public beach now? People are really, I gotta be honest with you, people are really not happy that you're there. And you're an eyesore to not just the governor.
Well,
I hear you apologizing to him, but you're eyesore to everybody else who has to pass that campsite. So how are we gonna get you off the beach? Where does your daughter live? You couldn't go catch with your daughter?
That's what I'm trying to do, Mom.
Okay.
I don't know because even the children and the government now, the social service try to work with my daughter.
Do you think maybe they should take the children from you guys and put them into foster care? Maybe that's what the children need instead of, because this sounds like this is a bag of mix up. I got to tell you, right? You're an adult, you're 55. I think your husband is quite a bit older than you. You got your daughter out there doing stuff, having children that obviously she can't afford. Is she on some kind of serious birth control now? Has she had her tubes tied? Because you're burdened with 3 children.
No, my daughter tried to get her life straight up,
Well, sometimes you straighten it up by getting your tubes tied.
She spend time with her kids, and she.
Yeah, but I mean,
only the situation that we get.
Yes, I understand, Miss Jane. The 3 children are here. You can't put them back. Nothing you can do about that. But my concern is baby number 4 soon come. So what steps are being taken to ensure that baby number 4 isn't coming? Do you know? I mean, you're her mother. You should be asking her these questions because you're the ones who's now being burdened with 3 children to take care of while you're trying to live on the beach.
Anyway, Mom. Anyway, we don't want any money in our aunt. We don't want any money in my aunt. We have a little account. That I open a Butterfield. Social service can get to it. I just asking for to bought a home. I need a little home. That's we can, because when we in a rent house, we just move up and down. And
so you want
I did have my
help
house.
you buy a house?
If they can help with a house, because I hope in the account there with a little money that I did have
What about your church people? You sound like you're really into the church, and you mentioned your pastor earlier. Why aren't your church people helping
every
you?
one of them. I open the account and I want to ask all of the pastor in the world and who would like to help to help, and every little make a muckle. Stay right there. For that account is only for home. Nobody cannot go in there.
I have to say this, Miss Jean. You know, you really make it look bad for every person who has to come to Cayman right now. That's the dead honest truth. Because as a young person, we know there's a certain level of divide out there already. You are just making the divide very so evident as to why Caymanians, to a degree, do not like to be taken slighted for. You're telling us, oh, you want people to help you with a house.
To buy a house.
You need to listen.
Buy the woman a house. My
The
dear, I can't buy
immigrant-
myself
No,
house,
sir,
much less.
Because no, sir. I already did have the
But listen,
account.
Shani
The
says.
account.
Here's what
I get a little
one person says this. Miss
why
Jean.
I do that, sir? I don't really. I was talking. I open that account because we've been moving from place to place, and because of my husband not able to work, and I not able to work the way I want to. We open up the little account, so if we could get a little salary, wherever little thing we can put in there for a home, for the family, to stop move up and down from rent place to rent place. So in Cayman Islands, the rent them is so high.
Listen, someone said that obviously you have very poor money management skills. So why would someone give you a house? Next thing you know, you can sell that too.
No, my pastor will help monitor everything so that I get the house and everything.
Which pastor is this that's going to take on that responsibility? We need to talk to him.
And any one of the pastor will help monitor.
Any one of them? They told you that?
Yes,
oh my gosh. All right. Miss
No, I have a pastor.
Oh, you have someone in mind. Listen, we wish you the best of luck, Miss Jean. I mean, even your husband there, Mr. Ebanks, everybody feels sorry for him because his own family has said that they would be in a position to help him if it wasn't for you. But they're refusing to help him because they say you are scamming him and you're using him. So, I mean, that's so unfortunate, I don't know.
God will help us.
Well, I hope
God
so.
will help
I
us,
hope
Mom,
so.
and
Yes.
He will see us through.
Yes,
and
you have
God
to
of
believe
His
that.
angel, God of His good angel, can help.
Yes, my love.
When God ready to move, He will move mountain. And
Yes,
I am
that
not
is
going
true.
to hold down my head.
Have your
I am
faith.
going to hold up my head.
Yes. What did they say about faith of a mustard seed? What's the saying there, Jared?
Yes.
As long as you have faith as a mustard seed,
Yes,
and
you
you tell
can-
the mountain to jump, it will jump. So we will.
Yes.
We will.
So we will be with you on that part of things, Miss Jean. That is one thing that we can agree on: is you must maintain the faith, and God will do what He has to do.
Yes, Mom. Yes, Mom. He's able to do all things.
Yes, that's for sure.
God angel them will come around. They know the pain I'm going through. Some of what they're saying is not true, and I come on the radio to speak the truth, and people telling me all where we getting sites. What you're not getting those things.
So I think the general consensus is people just want you to come off the beach. Every single Cayman, every single Jamaican in a Cayman, every Cuban that's coming in on the shores is begging you, please, Miss Jean, pack up the campsite and go somewhere else. Not Governor's Beach. There are beaches in East End that nobody would even see you. So the fact that you've picked the most prominent location to camp out is a little bit concerning. So shall we leave the conversation there, my dear?
Yes. Yes, and I'm so sorry for who I put pain. I am so sorry about that. Now, in this crisis time, we have to not to bring down with one another, but to share up our one another and and help one another. And I have one song to sing. I have a song.
Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting entertainment this morning.
Let us help somebody in Jesus' name. Tell them that you love them in Jesus' name. Everybody smile. Jesus loves you. Let us show somebody you love them in Jesus' name. Tell them that you love them in Jesus' name. Everybody smile. Jesus loves you. Let us love somebody in Jesus' name. Show them that you love them in Jesus' name. Everybody smile. Jesus loves you.
All right. Thank you, my dear.
I don't know who is going to be. Yes, Mom. Nowadays, we don't know who is going to. Maybe somebody is going to worse than me. So we have to learn to bring down one another. We have to love one another, especially all this time going. Love one another, care for one another, not to bring down one another.
All right. Thank you.
Encourage one another, because life is so funny nowadays. Because I didn't know that bank would come and take my house. I didn't know that I'm out in this situation, And nowadays,
all right, Miss Jean, I got some music of my own that I'm gonna play. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Have a good day, Miss Jean, and we're really looking forward to not seeing you in the beach anymore, to be honest. All right. All right, folks. Musical selection here. Jared?
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop your fucking lying.
Well, mic drop. Al says we should always end with a song. Why not? Why not? Woo, Siobhan. Says there's 17,000 Caymanians ahead of you for that help. She wants a house, folks. How are y'all feeling about this? My Lord, I'm going to call up CNB and tell them I need a house too, to just drop that mortgage and make me keep my house and I don't have to make another payment. Child, please. I don't even know what to say. Bonnie says bring the husband on next for an interview. Poor him. He don't even know what's going on. I mean, she running the show, and not a very good show at that. BBC says Shanley Bumbaclot. Brandon says perfect song. Shall we play that little jingle once again? Jared, you ready?
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop your fucking lying.
Well, Juanita says, pull up. Folks, it is Friday the 13th. I'm not a suspicious person, not at all. And guess what? We got stuff to do today. I need to get to work. I got bills to pay. I don't want to see UCB knocking on my door, telling me they're going to turn off my electricity. CNB, don't be calling me, except I need my online banking access today. So sort that out for me. Big shout out to every hardworking person out there. Listen, we have all fallen on hard times. Every single one of us. As the saying goes, but for the grace of God, there goes you. There goes me, right? It can happen to anyone. But when you are genuine and you're an honest person, people will see you for what you are. If you don't need, don't take. Because there's always someone out there, folks, who is in more need than you. If you're able-bodied and you can help yourself, get up and go to work and help yourself, even if it's only part-time. Yes, some of us can't work full-time. Some of us have issues. But I'm sitting there thinking, if this poor man can be doing her toenails and all kind of stuff. Oh, that's my meeting. I gotta go do one COVID test. That's my little reminder. But my point is, you know what I'm saying? If you can work, just work, folks. There's no harm in hard work. There's no harm in honesty. And we live in the Cayman Islands. People will find you out. So when you go around lying and scamming people, you have to move from West Bay because everybody downtown, Hall, Northwest Point, what else is in Goat Yard? What else in West Bay, Jared? All them people don't know you're a scammer there. So they tell you, come out of West. We're not fooling with you again. Now you move to Bordentown and you think the Bordentown people don't know you, but guess what? Bordentown people know because they can pick up the phone and call somebody West Bay. This is not the 1900s where you had to wait till they walked in the Mall Road and took them a week to get the news. They get the news the same time. So the second her photo and stuff started circulating, people are like, this scammer, she get boat engine, she win $10,000 prize, she sold her house, she got settlement from HSA because she claiming that, as a helper, the chemicals were killing her. I mean, how many settlements and winnings and money you must get, and yet you are still out there homeless. You can go and stay in Jamaica for 6 months at a time because my ears say she was in Jamaica and the money was flowing and life was good, right? So where's the issue exactly? The issue seems to be with her money management skills. It's not that people in the past have not even helped her, right? But people get sick and tired of helping. And I want to say this because there are some people in this community, this happens to a lot. The handful of beggars, it's always the same damn people begging all the time. Like I said, anybody can fall in hard times and you need occasional help. But those people never seem able to lift themselves up. They're always out there. Oh, they need help. They're always getting evicted. Somebody says she's asking for money, but she isn't understanding. I mean, it's just like, enough of this already. People can only help you for so much. People have their own problems, their own issues. No, sir. I mean, enough is enough. So, Miss Jean, we wish you luck, and we do believe in prayer, but God also helps those who help themselves. So if you're not prepared to get up and help yourself, God's not going to be dropping another house in your lap. He already gave you plenty more than most people in this world would ever have, and you have squandered it. And I don't want to hear nothing but no 8-year wig. 8-year wig, please. Jared, final thoughts.
This was fresh off the press. Fresh off the press.
Mid-year. And I think I do share Cameron and other people's concerns about the children. And I think this is where government needs to step in, because oftentimes children are used as a pawn to get what the adults want and to get sympathy. So I think maybe it's time for somebody to take those children and put them in good foster homes. Sad. She said she lied to the police. I hope the police are listening this morning, that the children are not really living there. So where are the children living? Why the pretense? Why the children's tent and the kiddie pool and all this kind of stuff? People go there every day and check on them. They're not sleeping there. So where's she sleeping at night? It's like the whole thing is a big sham. It's a big pretense. We got to end with that song one more time, because that's where it's at.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop your fucking lying.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cold Hard Truth on Bobo 89.1 FM. Cayman's #1 talk show is live weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Never miss an episode again. Watch anytime on CMR's Facebook and YouTube channels for the latest show episodes. Don't forget to follow us online on our social media channels. And visit CaymanMarlRoad.com for all the latest news and community happenings.